Yeah, oh yeah, oh. Yeah, yeah. Nah, nah, nah. A Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, even if the Bears win or lose. A Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, no matter if the Bears win or lose. Yo, first, the smartest man, no tweets, he's ever missing. Impossible, the mission, call out frauds with precision. A Bears 100 proof, these faces #1 adorer. Slaying dumb tweets, cross-eyed like Contora. Never one to back down to call a fraud a lemon. Wise man, no doubt, Miller's asterisk ending. Cheers, Bears fans. The fire Puerto Rican barkeeping for Chicagoland. He's the godfather, the one, the real producer. Always keeping the show together with the voice that will seduce us. Risking out a Firefox, the old timer never stops. IPA, drafts, malts, crafts, barkeep takes the shots. No deny. Barflies appreciated worldwide. Canada, Scotland, England, Brazil, Mexico, and Dubai. Dr. Phil is the guy, the one to realize that the barroom needed a show with an endless shoot supply. Gone big coat, fought the narrative on color, brought the Jasons of campaign for Mitchell. Now I'm the standing up for the truth. You know your boy's a little guy. These media heads won't give us credits up to the barflies. Flies. Fuck a fraud in his keyboard, Twitter tough guys surround us. Raining truth on the Bears worldwide, barflies astound us. This is the #1 pod, that's the reality of the truth. And if you don't know us by now, Bears 100 proof. A Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, even if the Bears win or lose. A Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, no matter if the Bears win or lose. A Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, even if the Bears win or lose. You know MC for a Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Bears are alive or 100 proof, no matter if the Bears win or lose. Bears ballroom, yeah. You know you got to feel it. You got to feel it. You got to feel it. Bears ballroom, you know you gotta feel it. Yeah. You gotta feel it. Do you feel it? You gotta Fire, John Fox. Yeah. MC fulfilling. Another fulfilling 45 track. Bringing the hits for the Bears barflies. Bears 100 proof worldwide. Shout out to the super producer, the Godfather, stand up, unite, Aldo Gandia. Shout out to the Vice President. It's the Bears Bar, and of course, it's only one. The smartest man in the bar room. Come on now, the mailman, Shayne. Money Man Marsaw. Deliver the mail. MC fulfill for the Bears. Of course, your boy, Draft Dr. Bears Phil. 100 proof.
This is a Draft Dr. Phil world premiere. A world premiere. Listen to Barroom, you will.
Bears 100. We don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You may try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it. Hulk, Arcus, Double A, Heath, Evans, Saving A, Aaron, Lemming, David, Prince, Michael, Wilbone. Locking for a Matt Miller, Diddy's brother, Evan Silva, Colin Coward, Shannon Sharp, David Hall. Lawrence Holmes dropping bombs, BG's quoting I'm a star, locking forwards, crooked eye, fat comb over guy. Insiders, Lions team, in the window spelling B, Miller second, Mike Glennon, Bears brothers, goodbye. Get down with lions, we are pulling curtains. may try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it. Philatotian, smartest man, Gandia, Shimon, Mike North, Goon and Tooch, climbing to the top. John Buffon, Greg Bragg, Gaines Report, Voice of Dan, Bobby Bombs, new songs, barroom goes non-stop. Sandy, Tom, Cars, Keys, steak and whiskey, come back please. Ryan Badgley, Sandman, Cousin Heidi Larison, Pablo Jack, CB fan, Aaron Curran, Zimmerman, Chachi's great, so is Nate, the bar room's a real place. We don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You can try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it. Flip-flop, non-stop, born well, get blocked. Gotta flip, must be right, don't even have to try. David Hall, fuck them all, David Prince may pay you off. Lombardi has lost his mind, this guy back got filings. Matt Miller just heard, Pace Fire Draft Nerd, Bears Blog, don't see, Hallis Horse Conspiracy, Audible, name change, NFL is taking in my 12 and 3 jacket home, baller pad on Google. We don't get down with liars. You are proving curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You may try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it. Heath Evans, Stephen A, Family Time with Double A, Tessa Torque, Jason Witten, Monday night, something's missing. Romo's called addicted sick, Collinsworth on Rogers' dick. Bears exposed by the Rams, Boogers picking McFarlane. Blown coals, orange pants, some of this I say in jest. City ran with Double A, what else can I fucking say? We don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You may try to find it, but we're gonna ride it. Bellissimo, Sandy Tom, all of these from across the pond. Bradley smashing, Matthew Beck, Ryan Cox and Robles. Dustin AC, Michael Knowles, tape never lies, it never does. Chrissy Arnza writes again, Jeopardy is time, my friend. Chicago Exertion, Nikki tries, PHLV 55, 100 proof, Bears on tap, place your bet, Brett has your back. Barroom growing, more back down, pouring shots, calling clowns. Shit stacked up and own and go, what the fuck you waiting for? We don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. We may try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it, cause we don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You may try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it, cause we don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You may try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it, cause we don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. Bears, 100 proof, draft Dr. Phil, Bobby Bombs. Yo.
Yes.
Holy smokes, Bears fans! Joey Two Scoops is here in for Aldo Gandia, the super producer. And man, it's fun to be back on 100 Proof. And this isn't a show without introducing our two stars of the show. And I have a drop queued up for them that they might have forgot about.
It's the Bears Barroom. It's 100 proof. Allow me to introduce now. He's the smartest man. Why? Because Aldo Gandia's mother said so. The smartest man in the barroom, Shayne Marsaw. And before you question why is the voiceover guy yelling, I'll say to you now, this is Draft Dr. Phil Ottochian, and he says, fuck you, Windy City Gridiron. Get ready for 100 proof.
And here they are, guys. Phil and Shayne. How's it going tonight, guys? What's up?
Holy smokes, Phil.
Holy smokes got me.
Holy smokes!
We're finally on the air. There's been so many obstacles and hurdles. The crickets, everything just coming out of the woodwork.
Fucking
To
shitty huggy diapers.
Oh my God, yeah. No doubt.
Terrible.
Yeah, I heard. It's crazy. All the things, and just real quick, Aldo had a family situation come up. I don't know how much to share. So, but thoughts and prayers are with him and his loved ones, and he'll be back next week. But we're in good hands with the Prince of Drops tonight, Shayne.
Hey, I'm here.
Look at him. Look at that big burly man over there.
Nothing could keep him away from the mic tonight, because tonight we have a real I think Joey is the president of the fan club. Shayne.
He's got a Brett Maly fat head in his garage and in his bathroom. We haven't figured out what the one in the bathroom's for, but we're just gonna let him run with it.
The reports are unconfirmed on that one.
Oh, we got pictures too, Scoops.
Confirm nor deny.
Hey, I've got pictures in front of the pawn shop, so.
That we got to see. You go to Vegas a lot, Joe. In fact, your freaking stag party's going to be there that me and Shayne are invited to. So we're starting a GoFund, Phil and Shayne.
Yeah, sorry, Tooch.
So we
Tooch didn't get an invite to that one.
He didn't.
You're all coming together, right?
We wanted to bring our guest on early because we had a world premiere. You like that new Danny drop, Shayne?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Love it. It's
Mr.
worth
Town.
a couple hugs. How many hugs would you rank that drop?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'd rank it, I'll give it 15 hugs. How about that?
15. All right. That's good. Out of 20, that was a 15? Or is it a 20 out of 20?
I was going to say it's 15 out of 10. It's pretty good.
Oh, it's over the top.
Yeah.
Like Stallone. Well, speaking over the top, I want to hear this guy's appraisal. He looks at paintings and gives it $1 million price tags. So I hope the production and the writing that Billy Joel, that was a tough one to take on. But Aldo put that on me. I got to step up in the fucking pocket. So let's bring our guest in to appraise it, and then we could jive about it and then talk some football.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your coloring books and crayons away. This guy doesn't mess around when it comes to art. Moreover, he deals with $1 million pieces of art on a daily basis. He's deemed Bears Barroom and Aldo, Phil, and Shayne priceless lifesavers. He once told Bob Ross to go fuck himself. Ladies and gentlemen, this man doesn't paint by numbers. He wins bets with them. Give it up for a Bears Barroom original work of art. This is Brett Maly.
Oh man, what an intro!
What did Bob Ross ever do to you, Brett?
Oh man, that was awesome. Thank you guys for having me back. I really appreciate it, and boy, the warm welcome, can't beat it. Thank you.
You got it. You're in a song tonight. You're in.
I heard.
Drop.
Oh man, the song was great, Phil. I got to say that's one of my top 2 or 3 favorite Billy Joel songs, and you killed it. It was really good. Very good job.
Well, I appreciate it. So if you were to appraise that.
hey, with lyrics like Collinsworth on Roger's dick,
Yes. I'm impressed with you grasping that, because this is one of the hardest songs that I did, even though it's like a rap. I'm like, Billy Joel is fucking rapping.
Yeah.
Right. And I was in a hip hop cultural training today at my job. And I had to speak because I was born and raised in hip hop. Well, I wasn't born, but I was raised in it. And I grew up in it. And the culture and how this teacher taught it was so immensely impressive. And anyway, I started talking about the show and the fact that I'm doing this Billy Joel thing, and they wanted to hear it. And it was just amazing, their response to it. But it was a reflection, as the teacher said. Billy Joel grasped something from Jersey, or Long Island, rather, and he's listening to hip hop and incorporated it into the rock. And it really is, one of the tougher songs that I've ever had to parody. And we have a Are we ghostwriting this, Shane? Or he's just shouted out as Bobby Bombs. You heard it in the song. Bobby really bringing those lyrics to the table, and then my flavor and mixed in, and it was just a really fun song. And to have all of these people that have been so influential, good, bad, or ugly, like you pointed out the lyric. That's just one of many. It's full of Easter eggs, this song, and it was a lot of fun to do. And I wanted to make sure I loved back in the way I can, and that's through music and what that means. It was very surreal and crazy that today I had this training, and then tonight we premiered the song with all of these barflies mentioned. And really, I can't thank Bobby enough, because it's what we do. It's what makes 100 Proof what it is. And to have you on the show and be a part of that song, I got
to tip my cap, because I deal with creative people and the creative process all the time, and it ain't easy. But I got to say, a lot of times you make it look easy, and to coordinate that song to where you get so many barflies and super barflies and enemies of the bar room into the song, and keep the continuity and keep the rhythm and it ain't easy, but I thought you did an excellent job. That, like I say, that probably ranks right up there with Blogstar on my favorite Philatosian competition list.
The throwback.
See, Heidi's have been promising me her top 5, 15. Every song gets in 5, so the fact that that's in Brett Maly's top 3 to 5, we'll say, means a lot. Yeah, Blogstar to me is one of my favorites too. I always think about that song, and I don't know, when you get something together. I think Bobby helped me write that one too. Look at that. Me and him are like Lennon and McCarthy.
I was going to say, that's great.
Philatosian loves a Philatosian song. Can you friggin' believe it?
Who would think it? I need a fucking hug. Can I hug myself?
You might be too short.
That is very nice.
It is. And the fucking fact that Brett Maly's back is really the greatest thing for me, because we talked last off season, hypothetical numbers. You came on and gave us these things, and Aldo on it obviously can't be here tonight, so we can't. I don't know if Shane has all these numbers written down. I'm totally blind with what the fuck I said.
I did, but they were in my basement. So
Shane's basement flooded. Everything went wrong this week, except for now. I've been so looking forward to talking to Brett. So
it's
look
like
back,
everything was conspiring against us. It's like I was saying. It was like all of our deals with the devil to get the Bears back up into first place were coming due all at once. But hey, we're here now, and I think Aldo would be proud of me. I actually went back and he provided me a link. I listened to, because I couldn't remember either, but I listened to the picks we made on all those prop bets before the season, and I've got all the results. And
the results are in, Joe.
The results are in. I got to say, it was funny. I was listening to it, and the one thing we kept saying over and over, all of us were saying it was, well, that's a slam dunk. Well, that's a slam dunk. well, let me just say, we'd be cut from the basketball team. We missed a lot of slam dunks.
I know I butchered the Kevin White. What was it, 125 yards, I think? I
think we all did except for Phil. Phil got it.
Smartest man in the barroom right here. Give me another hug.
I'm on Team Hugs.
Phil knew.
No, you got Kevin White pegged. I think we've all got Kevin White pegged by now. But
yeah,
you knew, and they couldn't even get one lousy frickin' touchdown either.
He was
1 yard,
what, 6 inches, 7 inches.
Sure.
1 frickin' yard. Jeez.
Oh boy,
that was fun. Kevin White, Phil gets points there.
Kevin White, yeah, you did good on Kevin White. You didn't do so good on Jordan Howard.
I know.
I'll run down them real quick if you guys have got the time. All right, just to see how we match up.
We have music for Brett in the background. We got some NFL. What do you got? Anything for him, Joe? Oh, we're going with some serious music.
Funeral music.
It's hip
in
hop.
honor of Kevin White. There you go.
This week is
It's
going
hip hoppy.
perfect.
I didn't know with everything going on if you guys would just have like a kazoo or something. You know,
I could do that if you want.
yeah, Jordan Howard. I went back and I was looking at all the stats. He ended up, the over/under on him was on yards 1,050, which everybody, with the exception of me, was on the over, and he actually ended up with 935 yards. So
Nice.
we
What a big hug.
didn't do too good.
Oh, you did good. You got it.
I got that one. It's
You're
all
allowed to
downhill from
spike
here,
the
though.
ball. It's all downhill from there.
The one thing you'll see, and I swear to God, it's amazing that a lot of these numbers, it's amazing how close Vegas is. I mean, there's a reason these guys are called wise guys.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. That's pretty. I mean, 935 and 1050. That's pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, how about this? The total touchdown, the over/under, was 8.5 for Jordan Howard, and he ended up with 9.
Oh, I took the over. I was right again.
We all took the over on that one. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all over on that one. So give us all a cookie.
That's 2 hugs for me.
And then let's see here. We've got Allen Robinson, who I think we're learning something about these over/unders for next year, about how Matt Nagy offense is going to be, and it's going to be spread around, because I think we were really expecting a lot more to go through particular players, and on any given week it was a different player that was the star of the game, and Allen Robinson was certainly no exception. He was over/under of 925 for his yards, and he was way under. He ended up at 754. And guess what? We were all over.
No hug.
No hug. No
hug for
Yeah.
us, sir. Nothing.
We
No hugs, just
we
drugs.
were right though on his TDs. He was 7.5, and with the exception, with the exception of Phil. Phil
Oh,
Phil
jeez.
picked over on that one. We were all under. He ended up with 4.
What an asshole, Phil. Nice job.
No hug from me there.
Gotta take a hug back.
Taking one back. Take one for
You
the.
You should wipe peanut butter all over your face, Phil. Take a picture.
Do you ever go to hug back in the day, like a girl, and then she gives you the long extended back, so it's like just the top of her giving you the hug? That's like a sign of just a friend, buddy, right?
I think it means she's Canadian.
Do you know
Come
what
on,
I'm
E.
talking about, though, Brett? Do you know what
No,
I'm
I'm trying to visualize what you're
So
saying. Now,
they
what
push their
what
butt way back from you and they hug.
Oh, like they're backing away as you're hugging
yeah,
them?
a hug.
Yeah, well,
They're extended, but that's like fuck you. I don't like you. So when the girl comes in for the hug, there's more potential there. That there's
well.
a connection.
usually when I go in for a hug, they stick out their hand for a handshake. So you got me beat.
I've been there, Brett.
I'm taking that back hug here. So I got one of those.
Well, you're going to get another hug for your prediction on our boy Mitchell Trubisky. They had a very optimistic 4,000 yards for him, his over/under, and he ended up with just over 3,200. And we were all under on that one, so we all get hugs.
We all get a hug.
The one that's pretty amazing is the touchdowns. He was predicted, his over/under in Vegas was 25, and he ended up with 24.
Wow.
So, and we split.
Holy cow.
I was over, and Phil was over, but Shayne and Trey were both under.
Wow. How many is that? How many hugs does Shayne have now, Joe? Are you keeping score here?
Sure. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Shayne's winning, I think.
I think Shayne
Don't
is
just-
winning, actually.
is he?
Shayne's doing really well.
So far, he is the smartest man.
But that just goes to show you 24, and the total was 25.
Those
That
Vegas
sounds-
guys are good.
Yeah, I mean, he missed those two games. Had he played those two games,
yeah.
I think he'd have been over comfortably. But I mean, those are things you got to factor in Vegas. They do so.
That's unbelievable.
And then we got, Tariq Cohen. Now we were all winners on this one. He had a pretty modest over/under total of 800 yards from scrimmage, and he was well over that. He almost hit 1,200. So we were all right in predicting the over on that one. And then
nice.
The total TDs over/under 5.5. Everybody was correct except for me. Everybody said over. He ended up with 8 touchdowns, and I said under. So
I think there was one more person on the Cohen over under, right? But he deleted his vote. Do you remember who that was, Phil?
I think he deleted his criticism of him.
Tariq Cohen? Maybe that was another game. I forget. I'm bad at jokes.
Yes, he's speaking on fraudulent behavior with tweets to pretty yourself up, to make yourself up into something expert-like. But anyway.
Gotcha. We did pretty well, though, on that one. Anthony Miller was a bit of a disappointment. Not the player, but the numbers were a bit more modest than we expected. He ended up with 423 total receiving yards, and the over/under was for 650. And we unfortunately all went over. We all expect good things from Anthony Miller, and he's still going to, be a major component of the offense, but it just didn't happen as much as we thought this season.
So everybody got the back hug or the handshake there?
Everybody got the handshake, yeah. 423. It's funny. It's 423. It's almost like I'm reading that wrong because it seemed like he made more of a difference than 423 yards. Obviously, he had the 7 touchdowns, but
yeah, that was big.
I would have predicted closer to at least that 600, 650.
Yeah, me too.
He's gonna blow right past that mark next year. I'll tell you that. That kid's he's gonna blow up in year 2.
Now, did he have his shoulder surgery?
Yes, he's going for one, but we don't know if he had it.
I'm sure he's had it by now. I mean, there would be no reason that he hasn't. I mean, we're almost into March. That's crazy if he hasn't.
Yeah, they have not announced it, and I don't know if this new Bears team is going to do stuff like that. Because some teams will come out, like the Jags, and be like, Jalen Ramsey had successful surgery today on his hand.
Right. Yeah, they don't. I don't think the Bears release anything like. The only reason we knew Kyle Long was having all those surgeries last year is because he put it on Instagram.
He said it on here. He said it on our show. That's God forbid anybody.
Anthony Miller on. Get the story.
We've been trying. We've been trying.
Greg Braggs keeps dropping the ball on that. I don't. What he's
Now, I would imagine that the surgery was to stabilize his shoulder because it just kept popping out every couple of games, right?
Yeah, they tighten the ligaments in there so it won't pop out.
And sometimes they shave down the bone because I had that problem, and they shave the AC joint, the cordial bone. It's like a hook sometimes. So sometimes if it's catching those muscles, those tendons, when they tighten them back down, you'll get that popping and clicking. So you might have to shave down that bone. We'll have to have the orthopedist on the show, Joe, to go over some of that stuff. But it's
absolutely.
And then we'll see if the Bears announce it. They didn't wish Cody Parkey happy birthday, I'll tell you that.
Surprise, surprise.
Shane broke that news, but apparently it was others. I don't know.
Yeah, I forgot. We were all under on the Cody Parkey doinks for the season. I think it was 5.5.
Have you ever seen anything like that, Brett?
That was just ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Take us back to the playoff game, Brett.
Oh.
What happened?
What was the Maly house like?
I'm a pretty mild-mannered guy. Mild-mannered art appraiser by day, rabid, foul-mouthed bear fan by night. And holy crap, I was watching. The good news is I wasn't watching with my kids. I was actually over at my dad's house. He's kind of the Bears fan in the family, he and I. And I was over there. But let's just say, my mom was in the room, and I think I said a few words I hadn't said in a long time. So, yeah, she... But man, to have it end on that, just the double doink. I mean, just talk about not only getting the knife stuck in you, but then having it twisted.
So what was it like? Take us back, honestly, real quick. The first one he kicks through.
Right.
So what did you say at that point, honestly?
You know, I didn't. That didn't bother me too much, and part of me, you know, it was kind of a storybook season, you know, and
right.
I kind of thought, hey, this could be a real moment of redemption. You know, this could be where, you know, it's the fairy tale ending where Cody Parkey's kind of been vilified all season. He's, you know, had his problems. He didn't go to Soldier Field to practice, but, you know, hey, he's kind of right at the ship. He got a little stronger there towards the end. And to kick his first real clutch, you know, put us in the next round of the playoff kick would have been something. And but there was that voice in the back of my head. I think it was Shayne's as he was lining up that said, you know, it was kind of like all season. You know, it's like you're walking train tracks, okay, and you're walking and you hear the whistle. But you just keep walking on the train tracks. And then you look up and you see the smokestack and you see the engine off in the distance, but you just keep walking down the same frickin' track. And the Bears were on the same track all frickin' season, and they got hit by the effing train. You know, it drives me up a wall because they could have ended so differently had they just, I don't know, not gotten caught up in the numbers of the contract or loyalty to Parkey or, you know, done what any of us would have done, which is, you know, give Cody his walking papers and bring somebody else in. And that's going to be, I mean, that's, you know, my dad is kind of a military guy. He's kind of a bit of a hard ass growing up, and he used to have an expression when I was a kid. He used to say, one aw shit wipes out 1,000 attaboys. And that was Ryan Pace's aw shit. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, that he had 1,000 attaboys last season. Every move paid off, but that was his one aw shit, and it wiped out 1,000 attaboys, you know, so. Yeah, it still bothers me.
You and me both. Oh man, I asked every guest that week with all of our shows leading up to it. I was trying to give myself a little bit of confidence. I mean, Waddle, Sarah Spain, everybody, they all reacted the same way. You know, he's going to go out there, the kid's going to kick it through, and I was with Phil when he kicked that first kick through. I was so pissed. Like, we're done. It's over. It's over right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I was distraught. I watched it with my son, and I was biting my tongue just not to go absolutely ape shit. But he didn't react too well to it, so I had to use that as a dad teaching moment for sure. And I did. But yeah, that was a tough one. I get excited for the off season, but I didn't want it to come that early because I honestly. I'm not an overly confident Bears fan. I mean, I think that probably comes across on here when it comes to the games. Yeah. And I felt in my heart of hearts if we could get past Philly, they were going to win the whole fucking thing. I mean, I said that numerous times, and Adrian Amos pretty much said the locker room felt the same way. Got to get by Philly, and then they were off. They Parkey'd it.
Every game after that, just like you, Shayne, I was like, the Bears could beat this team. The Bears could beat this team, every single one. There wasn't a team that scared me. There wasn't an instance that I thought, you know, the Bears couldn't compete. I'm with you guys. I totally think that they could have won it all. And, you know, as good as the team gets, and I hate it when people are a little Pollyanna about it, about, you know, hey, the future's so bright and all of that.
Yeah, I hate that.
You know, you only get so many opportunities. And to have an opportunity to have a hell of a team, I mean, really a hell of a team, and to have the one guy, you know, dragging you down, it hurts. It hurts.
That guy is Greg Bragg's Mr. Happy Pants. Look at the Braggs. We got a great team, but I'm with you, Brett. I'm from the school. I mean, I said it. I know you heard it because you gave me a nice compliment for my rant that week. This doesn't happen. You don't know what the future's gonna hold. You know, if just like you said, Vegas might fucking know, but we don't. And certainly the game of football, the way it ended, there's gonna be changes and luck happens. And the 24 touchdowns could have been 29 if Mitch didn't get hurt and injuries occur. You know.
Yeah.
So all this stuff to get back to, you don't win morally. hopefully you do and find people like Thomas Jones on that roster, and I believe they do, that it fucking matters to them so much that it hurts and that they're going to work that much hard. Because let's be honest, the difference in the athleticism of teams now in the NFL isn't that much. So the guys and teams that really click and mesh and have that loyalty, that passion, that truth, they don't fucking stab you in the back. They don't go DMing one another, going against the coach. No, Maggie's not running, Jordan. Tell their fucking brothers tweeting in there and shit. They don't do that. They actually face it. You felt this energy of this team, that they were together. They were friends. They were brothers. There was no bitch assness on this football team. So they were going to go to the Super Bowl. Right. I see it. Did you and I and Shane, we've all been down this road of misery. In fact, Adrian Amos was so fucking phenomenal on the show when I finally went and listened to it, because he was telling you the truth from his mother's perspective. And what was she saying, Shane? You finally fucking good.
Yeah, you guys are finally good in Chicago.
I can hear my mom in his mom. Your Bears are finally good. I'm so happy for you.
Well, haven't you ever had that moment as a father? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. My son.
I know where you're going.
My son was never not going to be a Bears fan. I mean, Hila is from Europe. She doesn't get to football like we do. They don't understand. Like her whole family, when they'll Skype us and talk to us, and here I'm walking by in my Khalil Mack jersey, and they're looking at me like, what a fucking asshole. What is this kid doing? He's gonna watch a football game and he's gonna wear his jersey. They don't get the passion out of it. But I totally brainwashed my kid to be a Bears fan, and I'm like, there was points I'm like, why did I do that? I should have just let him.
I'm neglecting him.
Team. Yeah, I feel it. But
setting him up.
He's totally committed, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
Now, see, the problem I got with my kids is my wife is from the back east, and she's got a ton of family in the Boston area.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so they and unfortunately, and I'm guilty of this too. When I was a kid, you want to back a winner. You want a team that, you feel like you can be proud of. And I grew up, as a kid, 84, 85, 86, when I was 12, 13, 14, and the Bears were kicking ass, and that was my team. And, who's been kicking ass the last 5 or 6 years as my kids have gotten through their, 8, 9, 10, 12 years? The Patriots. And the Bears have been, also rans. And it's hard for me, when the Patriots are on TV all the time and all of that, to say, no, come cheer for the Bears. Oh, crap, they got, slaughtered again, Dad, So this year, I got to say, though, and hopefully this is, the beginning of continued winning, which is what we want. But, my kids came around a little bit. We actually watched a few games together. They high-fived me. It wasn't all about the Patriots. My kids are getting old enough to where now I think they're not just cheering against Dad out of spite. Sometimes kids are on them. But now we're starting to bond a little bit over the Bears. So I'm hoping this is step one. And then next season with continued growth. And, but like you said, you just can't take it for granted. I mean, we all thought the Bears were, going to be perennial playoff contenders after their Super Bowl appearance. And the wheels just freaking fell off, So you can't take it for granted, and I just hope that I think we've got a good. Like you hit the nail on the head, Phil. I mean, the thing about this team, and I don't think I could even say it about the Super Bowl team, was there's continuity and there's a plan, and it's a likable team, and it's a team that gets along in the locker room, and it's a team that seems to be growing together. So hopefully, knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood right now. Next year I'll just, what happened, last month in the playoffs will just be a driving force for them, and they'll come back stronger and better and more determined than ever.
So, Brett, under your premise of backing a winner, how is there such a thing as a Detroit Lions fan then?
That's true. That's true. I don't know. You notice You know, it's the stands. There's not a lot of kids in the stands. They're all old people.
Yeah.
That's a good
gotta
point.
be tough. Gotta be tough. Are they the lowest of the low? Would you think?
Detroit.
What
Yeah.
team would you like put on your worst enemy? Detroit?
Worst enemy?
Like, yeah, you.
Philly. That's mine. That's not even
No,
close.
I'm saying your worst enemy. What shitty team would you put them on? You're not gonna put them on Philly because then they win.
Oh, I don't believe in Detroit or Minnesota. I mean, we've been step for step, Phil, you and I with that. I don't care what Minnesota has. I definitely don't believe in Kirk Cousins. So both of the you want to talk about frauds, I think you're looking at two of them right there, right within our division. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has his warts, but he's a good quarterback. You know, he's a fabulous quarterback in my eyes. But Detroit, Minnesota, they're right up at the top of fraudulent teams for me. When it's go time, when it's time to win, neither one do.
So your worst enemy out of the whole NFL, what team would you make them cheer for? Do you follow what I'm saying, guys?
No, I think you're going off the track. I don't follow what you're saying.
I think
Going off the track.
I'd say the
very
Bucks.
simple.
How about the Bucks? That's
There
my
you
pick.
go. So
Yeah, I'd say the Bucks.
I am gonna make Captain Hugs or whoever you want.
I'm sending
fan
him
of
to
this
Toronto.
team.
I'm sending him to the Argonauts.
The Argonauts.
Yeah.
So yeah, Brett putting a shitty team that fan card onto this guy, the Bucks. He's giving him the Bucks. I'm trying to think of the team that I think sucks all the time, and I keep coming back to Detroit.
Yeah.
It's like they always are bad. Or the Jags. The Jags are the most hype. Like, every year they hype them up. They always finish last.
Wait till Detroit shocks the world and drafts Kyler Murray at number 8 this year in the draft.
Oh, there, Shane's
What about-
putting it out there.
This-
They're
what
trying to
about the Jets?
trade. They're trying to trade your boy there, Stafford.
Not my
About
boy.
the Jets.
Yeah, Matt Stafford on the trading block apparently. But anyway, let's get back into these numbers.
Yeah, you know, I think we are pretty close to being done. We had, let's see here, Taylor Gabriel, who ended up having a very solid season, obviously. He ended up with 688 yards. The over-under for him was 450. And everybody picked over except for yours truly. So another handshake for me.
Winner, winner.
Yeah, you know, I just thought, I don't know, I just thought with Gabriel, he was pulled hammy away from missing a lot of time. I just didn't really think that he'd have as many clutch receptions as he had. I thought he'd be a deep threat, but there were games where he was, Mitch's go-to guy, and he was real valuable. Didn't have a lot of touchdowns. The over/under was 2, and that's, as Vegas is apt to do, that's exactly what he ended up with, 2 touchdowns.
That's crazy. I thought he had more than that.
He was so close.
Oh, at the
that
one.
Minnesota. That was that was one of the top catches I've seen in the last 10 years as a Bears fan. That one Minnesota week 17. Yeah. That was crazy athletic. Yeah.
I was there in person.
Yes, you
One
were.
against Tampa when he's diving.
Yeah.
He caught that, and I saw that live. I'm like, this kid is on a different level. I don't know what the fuck Maly was thinking. That's what I was.
Yeah, that was one of those slam dunks I missed, apparently.
Exactly. But I want to say this about the guy, though, Brett. He was the impetus of the offense. When you look at it, he sets the tone because he was really better than advertised, and even in my mind, from the outside running routes. That he has the craft, and he really understood and grasped what Matt Nagy was wanting him to do. And as you said, Mitch and him developed a real trust in one another, and thus he was able to consistently I mean, there was a one catch where Mitch is throwing like a 3-yard out and he overthrows the route. There's no way he can catch this on tape. He fucking dives. It's for like 1 yard. But
Right. Oh, yeah, I
it's
remember
the
that one.
showcase of his effort. Those are guys, I said to Shayne, when the fuck are we getting a guy that wants the fucking ball and just finishes every goddamn play? Like, just think of a guy like this kid, Allen from San Diego. That kid, he wants the ball.
Right.
You could see it in his route. You could see it in his effort. Those types of players have been remiss in Chicago. And here's this kid, Taylor Gabriel, coming in here and really putting together what I thought, Batman and Robin here. Forget about Anthony Miller. Allen Robinson was just hitting his fucking stride at the end. He was just
Mike
phenomenal.
North. Yeah, Mike North.
I want to say that him and Taylor Gabriel, I think because of those two, with this defense, and that he's picking from the third, however you want to move is going to be open because of those two football players, and that's Allen Robinson and Taylor Gabriel.
Yeah, and they've got, I knew Robinson had good hands, but Gabriel, I knew he was fast, but I kind of thought he'd be, a Curtis Conway type, just a vertical threat, but
Right.
you're exactly right, Phil. Hell, he's I'd say 8 out of the 10 best catches for the season were Gabriel grabbed. So, yeah, totally impressed me. I won't be fooled next year.
We're definitely doing this now every year.
Yeah, we ought to. You know what we ought to do is, I wouldn't do this with my family, but my Bears family, I would. We ought to all throw in together $100 and just make it a contest. Just
Absolutely.
See how we end up. I'm happy to play bookie for you guys.
You got my interest, boys.
Here comes Joe.
There he
Joe's
is.
in. Joey Two Scoops is in
I
on the
sniffed
bet.
it out like a dog.
Sounds
Joe
good.
said. Joe said
I'll,
he'll drive the money to your house. He just needs your helmet.
Oh,
That's
jeez.
right. Now, Joey, did I hear that you were maybe making a trip out to Vegas?
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The bachelor party's going to be out in Vegas, man.
Oh yeah.
Man. What do you guys got planned? Obviously you're going to raise some hell, but do you have an agenda yet, or is it too soon?
We need an appraiser for all the honeys.
But
I'm in.
We gotta
I tell you
meet up
one
with
thing.
Brett. If we get out there, this has gotta happen. The Brett Maly celebrity tour.
oh, jeez, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to say that I know all the places to go for a bachelor party, but I've been married for about 20 years, so I can show you the museums, but I'll have to leave it up to somebody a little bit more.
You can tell. You can tell us when we're not live, Brett. It's cool.
It's cool. We'll talk when we get there, Brett. Just put it all together. Put a plan together.
Labor Day weekend, boys. Labor Day weekend.
Offensive coordinator. Brett Maly.
All right. Well, sounds good. Let me know. Like I say, I am in. And as far as that's the last guy. Wait, I take that back. We had Trey Burton.
There it is.
Yeah, he ended up God, this is amazing. He ended up, the over-under for his yards was 600, and his over-under for TDs was 4. He ended up with 569 and 6 touchdowns. So, right on it. Baby.
Right on there.
And we all went over. We all said that was a slam dunk, and we all missed the dunk.
Whoops.
Yeah, if he played in Philly, maybe he would have got it. No.
Don't remind me.
How many games did he miss this year? Just that game, or did he miss
that was it.
That was it. Yeah.
That was it.
It was kind of weird though. I listened to the show, not the show, but the show where we did the initial picks, and it was right after the Monday night game. And one thing that you guys were talking about was just how open he was, and Mitch just didn't go to him, or when he did go to him, he overthrew him, or they just weren't in sync. And it seemed like outside of that, Buccaneer game where he just lit the world up, they just really weren't on the same page. I don't know.
Yeah, there was. Phil and I went back and watched. Phil, you can admit there was a lot of times
where Mitch missed him.
Yeah, I mean, totally
Wide open.
He had one where there was nobody. He ran like a seam route, and there was just nobody there. There was nobody home.
Is
It
that
was
the
6.
Vikings game?
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, it was. The other one was Miami. He missed them twice, wide open well, he was on the move, and then he just didn't peak up top. But this is what an off season is about, especially in the first year. Coming out, you really go. I mean, the great coaches will go and assess themselves and self-scout. That's so important for this coach, this head coach who has this energy. I mean, both players, Iggy and Adrian, Rashad Coward talked about it. They all talked about the head coach and the excitement and just the fact that he's loyal and truthful to them. It's very important in this day and age with these players. And I just think if he does that for himself, with the way he used the personnel and the running game and how these things transpired in the season that you heard here at Bears Barroom, and you'll get a much improved football team. I really believe that, because it all starts with the head coach.
Right. It's going to help too. You saw a big difference in this limited offense in the preseason before Adam Shaheen got hurt. Right. You saw him once he got taken out of that role. It limited a lot of other things. I mean, just like it did when Trey Burton went out. Malcolm Jenkins talked about it. He's like, bro, all week long, Trey Burton was our guy. Malcolm Jenkins was going to cover him. Trey Burton had to tap out, so he covered Tariq Cohen. You didn't hear from Tariq Cohen at all that game. One guy goes down and it affects absolutely everything. Year 2, I don't think you're going to, in year 2 in this offense, year 3 overall for Mitch, I don't think you're going to see him miss that seam route.
Right.
Trey Burton. Right. I think he's going to be more comfortable. He's going to believe it more. Confidence is a huge thing with Mitch. This entire offseason, during the season we talked about it. He keeps that left foot locked in. Mitch is a top tier quarterback, completely different quarterback. He unlocks that foot. You see him miss a seam route to Trey Burton. He doesn't see him. He's not looking there. You're going to see that growth. It's all about that growth this offseason.
Yep. Now, I'm excited. I think we've got a great nucleus. I think we're going to, on paper, I think we match up with any team in the league. But that's on paper. So.
Now, let me ask you this. Your offensive and defensive MVP this year of the Bears.
Oh, let me think about that for a second. Let's see.
I need an appraisal, please.
On defense, I'm kind of, and I did a post on this on Twitter. I'm kind of about the brick and mortar guys. You can have guys like Callahan. You can, bring them in as long as you've got, the foundation. But you got to have the foundation players, the guys that do the dirty work. So guys like Callahan can, make the splash plays. Guys, that get the Eddie Jacksons and things like that. Mm-hmm. But you got to have guys like Amos, and most importantly, I think you got to have Akeem Hicks. I think he didn't have quite the flash and the prestige and all the coverage as a Khalil Mack, but I think again Akeem Hicks, just like he was our MVP 2 seasons ago, I think I put him as our MVP this season as well.
Nice, he's the Picasso.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, you gotta, and they always say this. Picasso said this. He said, you've got to learn the rules before you can break the rules. And Picasso broke the rules. He painted, Cubist. He did all this, but he could also paint a mountain that looked just like a mountain, or a face that looked just like the face. So, a guy like Akeem Hicks, like I say, you gotta, have that foundation. You gotta have that strong foundation to build from. So, a guy like Akeem Hicks, or a guy like Khalil Mack, can, like I say, just put those flourishes on the canvas.
Now, offensively, You have a new offense. You have players coming in, a bunch of new. I mean, I think Bears fans that were pessimistic would, it's fine because of all the new signings. You don't know what they're going to do. So now more optimistic going into this season, maybe they'll be. But who is your MVP in regards to the first year under the Nagy philosophy on offense?
Well, I think it's got to be Mitch Trubisky. I think, it's nice to finally have a quarterback who, in addition to having all the talent, he wants to be great. You said it, Phil. You both have said it. That he has the want to and the drive, and that when you get to this level, I mean, that separates the perennial all pros from the so-so gap filler quarterbacks. And I think he's not there yet, but I think he has that want to. And I think this year, even though the numbers weren't huge, hell, he still had 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. I mean, those are numbers. God, as Bears fans, how can you poo-poo those numbers when we had quarterbacks that would kill for a 2-to-1 touchdown interception ratio? I mean, I grew up looking at. I think Eric Kramer, growing up with the exception of Jim McMahon, all through high school and everything, he was about the only quarterback that could come close. So we finally got a quarterback that not only has the physical gifts, the drive, the intelligence, but the want to. And I think this year was just scratching the surface. So yeah, I think he's going to be the MVP for this year, and probably the MVP, assuming he stays healthy, for the foreseeable future.
So in year 100 of the Chicago Bears, we're going to have our first 30 touchdown quarterback.
Absolutely.
You guys agree with that? Can you believe that?
Shayne's putting it out there already.
No, I got
Is there a prop bet on that?
Yeah.
No, I think absolutely, and I think it's like you say. I mean, just watching this season, he still had 24 touchdowns, but how many near misses did he have?
Yeah.
I don't want to get into sound like a stat guy talking about close to interceptions, but you look how many. Don't do that, please. Yeah, Brett. I don't want to do that, but you just how much. I mean, that first game, it was fun going back and listening.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it wasn't fun because it was the Packers and we lost to them, but it was interesting listening to, critiquing Mitch. And Phil, you were really hard on Mitch after that game. You were like, how did he miss that throw? A professional quarterback doesn't miss that throw. He's got to hit it, da-da-da-da-da. And you were right, but he made so many strides in season.
Exactly.
Which
the growth was there.
Yeah.
We documented it on the tape, never lies. That showcases why this team ascended. So he's my MVP with you. He's Shayne's MVP. I know that. And we've said it on past shows, but I wanted to hear I know Joe is pointing to your fat head in the back. You can't see him on Skype. He's got a fat head of Brett Maly in his man cave. He's a big fan.
I gotta get a picture of that. I get a mental image of me with a magnifying glass in front of my face.
You guys are making me sound like a character out of Silence from the Lambs or something.
Timmy from South Park. Whatever that kid.
Timmy.
I was watching one of your episodes where the guy had these this book of paintings, and you come fucking in there, Brett, to assess the situation, and I forget what's that dude's. He was very eclectic 80s artist. What's his name? Shit.
Well, I'm trying. It was a book of paintings, you say?
Yeah, he had this they were prints, and you were talking and breaking it down that sometimes he would, almost copy it, but really paint it. And you could tell that those were originals based on it. What was the fucking paint? He's very famous.
Was it Andy Warhol?
Andy Warhol, thank you.
Okay.
Watching that episode with you on that, assessing those paintings, I'm like, wow, this is so cool how you would able to footprint that based on the brush lines and all of that. And here we are talking Mitch Trubisky and the strides that he's going to make. It's just surreal for Joe. I mean, he's in awe. I can't believe we're talking to Brett Maly. He's like, we're talking to Brett. Brett's gonna come on tonight.
I know.
Well, it was funny. I was trying to think. You'd asked me the last time that I was on about assigning an artist to everybody that was on the show, to Trey, to Aldo, to you guys. And I was thinking about this for Joey. I was thinking about what artist would I assign to him. And I think I would assign him Henry Matisse. Joey, you've heard of Matisse, right?
Holy smokes, yes.
Yes, of course I have.
don't lie. You didn't.
No, I don't know.
The name sounds familiar, but I can't picture it in my head.
Well, you'll have to look him up. But yes. Matisse was famous. He was famous for a lot of things. He was kind of a contemporary of Picasso, and he was actually Picasso's friend and a rival, kind of like the Bears and the Packers. You know, they had a grudging respect, but they would always try to kick each other's ass. But towards the end of his life, he couldn't paint. He'd gotten ill and he couldn't inhale the fumes. So instead of painting, he would do these incredible collages, these like cut paper collages. And I'm segueing in to how it ties into you here in a second. But he would he'd basically be in his wheelchair and he'd be sitting in a room and he'd have all these sheets of paper and he'd just be cutting shapes. And they'd just be falling to the floor. And he'd cut like a crescent, he'd cut a triangle, he'd cut this. And then he'd get done and he'd have a big pile of shapes on the bottom of his, at the base of his wheelchair. And then he'd tell his assistant, pick up the shapes, here, put them on the table, and here's how I want you to arrange them. And he'd have all these, shapes that had no pattern, no discernible, pattern at all. But the way he would direct the woman, all of a sudden it would turn out to be a woman in a stream, washing her hair. Mm-hmm. And I was going to say that reminded me of you, Joey, because sometimes when you're producing, you're flying by the seat of your pants. It's, chaotic. You're not exactly sure how it's going to turn out, but it always turns out perfect in the end. So.
I appreciate that, man. I love that.
I've never seen Joe blush.
Look at him. I know. Put your pants back on, Joe.
Could Tooch come fix his screen so he's not as red?
Right.
Yeah. I need someone to retouch my face, take away some of the blushing. But no, that's awesome, Brett, man. Thank you.
Scoops, Henry Matisse, the Henry Matisse of Bears Barroom.
Look at that.
I got to pull that audio right there. That's awesome.
Joe's making his own phone ringtone with Brett and enabling and what would we call it? Appraising and creating what Joe is, a Henry Matisse.
Let's be honest, Joe. Are you writing your own vows?
I am. Yeah.
Can we slip a Henry Matisse reference in there?
Oh, if you do, if you don't, rather. That's a huge.
You got to be able to. We can make that happen. We're pretty creative here. We can help you.
Well, the French pronounce Henry Henri, and Joey's he's Henri. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
So his goal is now to somehow, in his wedding vows, Brett, to put Henry Matisse in it. I love you like a Henry Matisse painting or something.
Yeah. I know what it is. It's I say when I go to bed at night and when I don't see you in the morning, I will Matisse you.
No, how about we have to get up to the wedding suite because I'm very ornery.
Yeah, that's very wedding vow appropriate.
Yeah, why not? What the hell?
Oh God, the whole family would be uncomfortable.
So Joe, that's got to be like a show. We can review your wedding vows before you go live with them, right?
Oh, that would be great, Joe.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I make sure my fiance doesn't listen to that one.
She's not allowed to listen.
She doesn't listen.
She listens to every show. You wouldn't believe it. She does.
Oh, she's a fan.
So supportive. Are you getting married here in Las Vegas or just having the bachelor party?
No, just the bachelor party.
Okay.
According to sources, Brett, the wedding was already happened in Vegas. We just didn't know.
Oh, come on.
They're doing it for the
Nah, we're getting married here in the suburbs of Chicagoland.
Nice.
It is.
Nice. What suburb?
Orland Park, if you're familiar.
Not really. My time in Chicago was very fleeting. I was in a suburb, Roselle, for when I was, I think, 4 and 5 years old, and just long enough to kind of become a Bears and a Cubs fan, and be cursed.
Well, yeah, I won't. I'm not a Cubs fan. I am a Sox fan, but I do not hate the Cubs.
Yeah, you see, I never understood that. Of course, part of it was because I moved away at such a young age. But I kind of liked all things Chicago. So
There you
I cheered
go.
on the. I was definitely a Cubs fan first and foremost. But when the Sox made the series, I cheered for them, and people are like, "What are you crazy? You're a Cubs fan?" And I just didn't quite get the whole north side, south side thing. But again, I'm not there anymore, so I can do what I want.
That's right.
Look at Greg Bragg's going now. He's getting all antsy pants over the Cubs talk. Look at him. It's
For what?
pitchers and catchers.
The Cubs ran out of money. They just announced it, yesterday? Their owner?
Greg's
Had
got to
no
go
more
change
money?
his pants.
No more money. No more money.
I'm a Cubs fan, but man, the Bears are definitely head and shoulders. If the Bears win a Super Bowl, that's all. I could die a happy man. They got to win another Super Bowl before I die. The Cubs, they had their moment. Now it's the Bears' turn.
You and all of us are there with you. That's gotta happen. I thought it was gonna happen this year. Shayne thought it was gonna happen this year.
You know what? We're going to party in Miami next year.
But
didn't
we
wanna-
are we invited to the Maly Estates when the draft comes?
Absolutely.
Vegas.
No, I'm already excited about that because we'll have some picks by then.
There you go. We're gonna.
No, you guys have got to come out. That'd be a blast. The stadium, I got to take some pictures and send them to you. But the stadium's coming together. It's only about 3/4 of a mile from where my office is, so I see it every day when I go home. And it's a behemoth, but it's going to be beautiful.
How fired up are those Raiders fans going to be when they're picking 32 with our pick, and then we're picking at 33 next year in the draft?
Exactly. It's funny because like last year around here in Vegas, there was real palpable excitement about the Raiders coming, and you don't hear them talking too much anymore. It's just,
Yeah.
it's all Las Vegas nights. So.
Is Khalil Mack's not there? He's not coming.
Right. Exactly. No, there's a lot. Amari Cooper's not coming. A lot of people we thought were coming aren't coming, except for Chucky.
They're trying to trade for. They're trying to get a pass rusher in Oakland. I heard. Looking for a pass rusher.
We're not giving one up, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Well.
So what do you guys think? I was reading an article. They were saying that the number one Bears need going into the off season in the draft is another complimentary pass rusher for Mac. What do you guys think is our number one need?
That's my number one need right there.
Yeah.
Who said that?
That was on. God, where did I read that? Actually, no. Where I saw that, there was a guy, a blogger for the Vikings, and he gave the number one move he did not want to see each team in the division make. And for the Bears, he said the one thing that he didn't want to see was them adding a complimentary pass rusher with Khalil Mack on one side.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I agree.
Guy's a smart guy.
Yeah, I was kind of following him leading up to the last game we played that we won, and pretty easy. I can't remember what his name is, but he was a pretty smart guy. He was not a total homer. He actually gave us our due, and so I think I've got him liked on YouTube or whatever. But yeah, that's what he said. He said the one thing he didn't want to see the Bears add was a complimentary pass rusher. So
you can't go wrong there. You can't go wrong adding another pass rusher. I don't care who you have. And I mean, Phil, I think you would agree with me. And I'm putting cornerback up there too.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the biggest Prince of Mukamara fan there is. I mean, he played well, but you saw him, I think, get a little bit more exposed at the end of the year. Team started to attack him. You started to see those pass interference calls, and we have some young guys. It's all going to see how they, can transition here in their year two, and Kevin Tolliver, and they got a couple of guys on the practice squad. But I think that's going to be another prime area to focus on is secondary, specifically cornerback.
Yeah, those are the two top needs in my book. I know a lot of people jump the running back, and I just shake my head every time. But this guy, Ryan Pace, has been able to hit on players that are late. I'm documented on here saying it. Shayne's the exact same way. I don't know how Greg Braggs is, but I don't know how Joe is either. But I watch every round of every pick until the final pick is made in the draft, the NFL draft, because teams are built in every round. It's been proven time and time again. Undrafted free agent guys as well as draft picks in every round. And that's why you watch it, to watch this team build itself. And I think need always, we've had so many guests on here, GM, former college directors and scouts and what have you, and all of them are unanimous. They tell you they're not going to draft for need until they get up to that mic to make the pick, and they're drafting for need in the position. And this time around, the Bears don't really have a giant need. So now you draft at what Shayne's saying. Where do you need to find diamonds? And pass rusher is number one. Mm-hmm. It's number one to quarterback. Just look at how much of a difference Khalil Mack made for this already good defense. It propelled everybody, keeps talking out of the side of their mouths and saying, yeah, I know I picked the Bears 10-6 before Khalil Mack. Mm-hmm. On this show, I think that show with you, I just thought they had a chance at the wild card. But the they should have won every game, Brett.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They should have won every game. And just think how good that is if we look at it in perspective because of number 52. And that's a truth to me in watching the tape. Whereas Akeem Hicks, I will never slight you. He's 1B to me.
Right.
But I just think Khalil Mack does the masonry, but he makes the fucking, he's the Mexico of Masons, where they're fucking, if you go to a hotel in Mexico, like these all-inclusive resorts versus like you go to Aruba, it's like I'm walking into the fucking palace in fucking Disney's Aladdin in Mexico. I go to Aruba, it's nice, but it's not the palace, like marble and carvings and everything like that. That's what Khalil Mack is to me. He is the marble and the carvings and everything that goes into it. He's just that dynamic of a football player, and he just makes Akeem that much better. Makes everybody on that team that much better. And that the fact that you have that now to add fire under the ass of Leonard Floyd, to me, is a priority. And I think Pagano gets that. I think you'll see my boy number 95 doing more than limited reps outside like you did see him occasionally. And that's Roy Robinson Harris.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's like Shayne said, if you're, you got to look for positions where you can upgrade. And I think you're right. I think a guy like Amukamara is an area. He's solid. He's a solid starter. He's been a plus for us, but he's definitely a guy that you could probably upgrade from. And there's probably 3 or 4 guys that you could possibly upgrade. And secondary, is where in the past it seems like Pace has had a lot of good luck in the later rounds, 3, 4, 5. So I'm with you. I think that's probably where they look.
Well, before we let you go, because we know we've had you for a while, unless you want to stay, it's up to you.
I'm just watching the snow. I'm a little worried about driving home with all that's happened in the last 48 hours.
We don't want to get anybody in an accident or anything. We don't want that to happen.
Yeah. Jeez. It's a lot of assholes driving out there.
Yeah, here in Vegas especially, people got snow. What's
oh my God.
Snow, So
this
it'll be interesting, but I'll drive slow.
This lady was texting on the way home from the training I had today, and she's got 2 knees on the wheel.
Oh, God.
And she's texting like across, like not a one hand. She's got 2, and she's like, and she's going into my lane, and I'm beeping the horn at her. So now I'm getting the finger. I'm like, what the heck? I'm trying.
There was a
Went slowly behind the tractor trailers the whole way home and I got off the highway because it was crazy.
bad
It seems to be a
accident.
thing now. Yeah, people just flipping you off. They're the ones in the wrong, and
Right,
you're the
right.
one that gets the bird. Yeah, I don't get it.
There was a bad accident. Guy got killed up here last night, and
Yeah.
they hit the guardrail, and he was the passenger. He got out of the car, and
Oh no.
car driving down through the road hit him,
Oh,
and it was Jim Boeheim.
oh yeah, I read that.
Syracuse's head basketball coach.
He hit the guy.
Hit the guy and killed him. Yeah,
Oh,
My God.
yeah. So that was all over here. It's pretty sad story, but I'm like, dude, you're on a freaking highway. Just don't get out of your car and start walking. They weren't even out. They weren't even out of the lane. They were right in the lane. They didn't have their four-ways on. Nothing.
Oh my God.
what a sucky thing. How bad would that be? I mean, obviously it's not his fault, but to have to go through the rest of your life knowing that you killed somebody.
Oh man,
I can't believe it.
yeah, it is. It's off. I've lived it. One of my close friends growing up, she was driving home. We were teenagers. She was driving home from work, and she was just driving along, and a guy on a motorcycle just swerved and came right over and hit her head on.
Oh my God.
Yeah, landed. He ended up right on her windshield, and
Oh my God.
the visor broke off of his helmet, and she's looking out, and that dead guy was looking right back at her. I mean, it screwed her up for a long, long time. I can't even imagine. It's
Thanks for sharing that story, Shayne. Appreciate it.
yeah, it's 100 proof.
On
Need to
that
get
note,
some
I'm off to
organs
drive in the
planned.
snow. See you guys.
Exactly. Fucking Greg Braggs, we almost lost him over the summer. Fuck. Can we be careful with these car crashes? You were saying something, Joe?
He's flipping us off.
I was just flipping you off. That's all.
Uh-oh. I thought I saw you go up for the mic and you were saying something.
No, you said
I just unmuted myself.
You said before we let you go, Brett, and Joey got all fucking pissed off because his time with him's coming to an end.
Joe, do you have any questions for Brett and before we about your favorite show, Porn Stars?
It's not so much a question, but I got to go to the pawn shop once. I waited in line for like 5 minutes. I got in, and then I was in about 10 minutes, and they're like, all right, everybody, you got to get out. We're filming. So
They kick you out when they film?
I guess, man.
I got a secret for you guys. I really shouldn't talk about this, but it's a top secret on Bears
Only
100 Proof. You guys
proof.
are hearing a behind-the-scenes secret from.
Can we get
breaking?
Can we get the breaking news
Well,
drop?
hang on. I
Hold
got
on.
it queued up. Hang on.
We interrupt this program for breaking Bears Barroom News.
On Pawn Stars, they have a replica of the shop that they've built behind the actual shop now, where they do all their shooting, so they don't have to empty the pawn shop out. So it looks exactly like it does inside, but it's in their warehouse.
Oh my God!
They must
For
have
real?
started this.
Like
they
the
must have started it
moonwalk?
after I visited.
Yeah.
According to Greg Braggs, the moonwalk was filmed in the
But that's
back.
exactly right. You walk back there into their storeroom, and all of a sudden it's like you're walking into a second pawn shop. You're like, what the hell's going on? It's like you're going from, I don't know, it's like the Twilight Zone. And that's something that they've done for the last, I think, 4 or 5 seasons. Prior to that, it's exactly like Joey said. They used to have to clear the shop out and, kick people out, which obviously as a business owner myself, that's a little counterproductive, chasing clients away. So
Right.
they, which was smart, they built a total replica of the pawn shop in their warehouse. So that's where they do all their filming now, or most of their filming.
You heard it here first.
Oh man,
Back room.
it makes me more excited to go back to the shop because I won't get kicked out. I'll actually get to go in there.
We're gonna be at the bachelor party all drunk, and we're gonna go back to the warehouse.
We're gonna shoot
But
from
it's
the
funny,
warehouse.
that's where they keep all the, they have all the A+ material up in the front, but you go to the prop show, and they've got all like the frickin' Diana Ross albums and all this shit that they can't sell. So
That's
if you look
amazing.
really closely on the show, you'll see, God, what the hell is that? And just a lot of miscellaneous crap that they brought from the warehouse to put out there on display, just as props.
All the Henry Matisse paintings.
Yeah.
No
I'll tell
Henry
you
Matisse
what.
paintings. That's where they put the Bob Ross.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, fuck, Bob.
Hey, if
Oh,
we're drinking and having a good
drop is
time,
great.
Yeah, that's what we need,
If-
Brett. We need you to do one more drop for us, and you got to
Yeah.
include telling Bob Ross to fuck off on there for us.
Oh, jeez.
No, I can't do that. But actually, I grew up on Bob Ross. Bob Ross, I loved him. I used to be at my grandparents when I was just. I wouldn't credit him for me being an art appraiser, but he definitely got me going in art because I'd have nothing to do. I'd be out there, and I'd be, at my grandparents. They didn't have cable. They didn't have satellite or anything that was going on. So I watched PBS and
Yep.
Bob Ross and his happy little paintings and his happy little trees. And,
Well,
it
when I was
great.
when I was writing the intro, I'm like, what the hell is that dude's name on PBS, the painter? And I'm like, Afro artist PBS, and boom, it came right up on Google, Bob Ross.
And his paintings now, did you see what they were selling for?
No.
Yeah, they're selling
Going
for,
up.
$10,000 plus.
Wow.
Nice.
All for a happy
used-
little frickin' tree with a happy little boat and a happy little cottage, So,
Yeah, I used to watch that too when I had nothing else on. My sister loved that.
it's kind of therapeutic. I mean, you kind of
The wave.
something
There's always a
about it.
lighthouse, right? He always had a fucking
Always
light.
a lighthouse, and he'd have like a mountain, and then he'd he'd go over it with like a gesso, and he'd be like, "Oh crap, he ruined it." And then but sure enough, he'd all of a
Right.
sudden the sun would be there, and then the trees, he'd put the trees in, and about half dozen times you'd be like, "Oh crap, he did it that time," But it always come out looking good, looking the same, but
I
looking
mean,
good.
look at Brett selling us on this Bob Ross painting. If we're drinking with him in Vegas, he's going to have me buying a Matisse.
Yeah. Is he still alive, Bob Ross?
No, he passed away. Probably about 20 years ago or so. Yeah.
Oh, 20.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah,
Right.
he actually I think was still doing the show. I think he
Oh,
passed from cancer, and I think he was still doing the show right up until he passed away. But
Jesus, Brett, you could have told me that before I wrote that open.
No.
Yeah, he died in July of 1995.
Wow.
Holy shit. Me and my wife watched something on him a couple weeks, or maybe a few months ago. Was it Netflix? A documentary or something?
he does. He has a documentary. I think it's on Netflix. I haven't
That's
seen
where I
it. But
watched it.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
good.
have to watch that.
It was good.
Yeah, he like
Very
I say,
nice.
he was a neat guy. He definitely got me through some long trips at my grandparents. So, well, listen, guys. Hey, one thing I do want to say before I leave, and I said it the last time I was on, but I want to say it again: is you guys are awesome. You guys are my brothers, and I really appreciate everything you did all year. I'm out here, like I say, in Vegas. I don't have, apart from my dad, I don't have a real community of Bears fans to draw from, but Bears Bar Room definitely fills that gap, and you guys are great, and anytime you want me on the show, I'm honored to be on it.
Well, we obviously think highly of you. I can only speak for myself here.
Yeah, but I don't have a
Joey's
fat
head.
I don't have a fat head of you, Brett. But yeah, I definitely appreciate you coming on. And
Well, I'll send you one, Shane. I got it.
There you
You
go.
have a couple
Yes.
8x10s. Apparently.
Actually, I will have to get just because Joey's such a fan. I had a buddy who was a caricature artist, and he did. This is back, when I used to go in the pawn shop and actually do some signings. I don't do those anymore, but he did these like little, not 8x10, but like these caricatures that I could sign. So I'll have to send one.
Oh.
All you guys.
Oh,
but
man.
definitely to Joey.
I definitely would put
That'd be
up-
unbelievable.
look at him.
Thank you.
Look at
Joe.
him.
He's sweating. Look
Sweat. He's white.
itching his shoulder, itching his arms.
Hugging himself. I swear to God, Brett. He was hugging himself. Because we're recording on Skype so we could see each other. And
Oh,
Joey,
that's right.
he just gave himself a hug.
Well, I'm
The
looking. I
captain.
can't see you, but I look forward to meeting you, Joey. Hopefully, when you come out here for your bachelor party, and
Oh, my
Yeah,
God. Yes.
count me in.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. It's been awesome having you on.
Need to
Well, thanks,
update.
Joey.
Need to update the Maly station ID before you go. Can
Oh,
you do?
okay.
All right. So you could do your own creative. Last time you came prepared.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to be asked to do it again, but that's all
Hey,
right.
Brett.
I can work from the hip here.
Brett,
Want Shayne to write it for you?
No, Brett, have you heard of the new Bears Brawl?
The new Bears Brawl?
Have you heard of that?
Uh-uh.
I haven't either. Just go ahead and try.
Go ahead.
All right. No, okay, let me think, guys. All right, here we go. Everybody does it in one take. I got to do it in one take. Okay. I may be an expert in fine art, but when I need an expert on the Bears, I turn to my buddies at the Bears Bar Room, Shayne, Phil, and last but not least, Henry Matisse, Joey Two Scoops.
Wow, Joe.
Oh, my God.
Joe's recording. Look at him. That one take, Brett.
I want to pass out.
Brett. Thank you so much, Brett. Honestly, I know we haven't met, but I feel as though you're a brother too. I keep it on.
Absolutely.
We've had a lot of DM exchanges and people that are just listening in and just starting. Brett is just a true dude. I mean, loyal and friendship, that kind of honor and integrity just resonate with me. So you're a true ambassador of what we do here, and it meant a lot that you shared your story, and now we're brothers because of it. So I appreciate you coming on Talking Bears, and as we move out, I'm taking you up on that. I want you to come on, even if you can come on Bears Hour Live too at some point and break down the draft and appraise it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. And like I say, we'll make the prop bets coming up on the next season a little more interesting. We'll put some real money on it, and then we'll do a total at the end of the season and see who comes out ahead. But like I say, guys, it's been a real honor. February is a crappy month as a football fan, and but you guys have really made my month. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks, Brett. We appreciate it, man.
Drive safe.
All right,
Thank you, man.
Hey, appreciate it. You guys have a good night.
Text me and let me know you got home okay.
I'll text you, then I'll text Mom.
Yeah.
All right.
Boom.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right,
Bye.
thanks, Brett.
Oh, what a great dude.
I just got a text from Catherine that says, "Who the fuck is Brett Maly?"
Oh, but honestly, no smoke with that guy. That guy's
Did we just get a whole bunch of sunshine on our screens?
yeah, he's
think
so
we did.
bright, so sunny and bright. He's got that grin. He got a haircut.
He's smiling. The Cubs ain't got no money. I don't know what he's smiling for.
I've got a drop for this guy, too.
Okay, bring him in real quick. Just use out that one.
He's Bears Bar Room's man on the streets and in the seats. You see him on the videos when he comes on the shows. His hands are strong as his passion for the Bears. He's Bears Bar Room's secret weapon. Doc, as you know, loves him. He told Aaron Rodgers, hey, goodbye, while he cried injured. He captures training camp video like Lemming does Leeds. And he's very nice. He's the bricklayer by day, but by night, he's Bears Hour Live's man of the people. He's Greg Braggs Jr.
What's happening, gang?
Greg.
I dropped the ball on that, Greg. Sorry, man.
Oh, Greggy's son.
What?
Can you hand Two Scoops a napkin? Jesus Christ, he's rubbing one out over there still.
I've fat on his wall.
I've completely ruined my pair of pants.
Great stuff
You guys-
with Brett Naley. Now we got Greg Braggs Jr. in the his out tonight.
That was awesome. Brett was awesome.
Did you enjoy Brett?
I did very much. Did he hang up a home phone at the end?
Yes.
It was like,
did.
how many of you got home phones? I don't have a home phone. anymore.
Only pimps do.
I guess so.
He is. He's setting up Joey's stag. Look at that, Joe.
I know. Oh my God.
I'm able
this
to get
isn't
out
real.
there for the stag. It's gonna be wild and crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be that.
Especially meeting your boy Brett. But look
Yeah, dude.
look at this guy, Greg Sunshine, coming in. spreading his love and peace.
Give him a hug.
If you steal my sunshine.
Are you all right now? Do you
I'm
need to
doing
vent
great.
again?
No,
We're gonna fix
was
the
not
drop
venting.
for you. I promise.
I just.
Shayne?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I wasn't venting. I was just saying you guys are crazy.
He's fucking yelling at us, and he's eating a
I was
sandwich.
not
All,
yelling.
I thought he was
I
eating a
always
sandwich
yell.
all at the same
I
time.
always yell when I talk. I always yell.
I thought he was an Aldo for a second.
Like right now, Jen, my wife's looking at me because I'm talking loudly again.
He's blaming us, Jenny. Where are you tonight?
I'm in the living room today. Yeah, I normally am in the garage, but I ran out of juice on my heater, so I'm up in the living room.
This poor guy.
I know. I'm not in my lab. I'm not in my element.
Your lab. You sound like someone from Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
Meat
exactly. Oh,
laboratory.
yeah.
Joey hasn't
Shut-
seen that show. It's unbelievable to me.
I haven't either.
Oh my
That is
god.
insanity.
Hard to
See,
be
I told you
friends
I'm not
with
the only
two.
one.
You guys should start it at the same time.
Yes.
Do a review every week of each show.
Braggs, what's worse though? Phil hasn't seen The Sopranos.
I've only
started
seen the
The
first
Sopranos.
season. I've only seen the first season of
See?
Sopranos.
See,
That's
Shane and
your
I have both
answer,
seen
then.
Sopranos.
You've never
Huh?
seen that either?
No, I have. You and I are the only ones who have.
See,
Okay, but me and Steph started The Sopranos, so I'm on episode 2.
who's your favorite character so far?
Oh, it's definitely Joe. I mean, what's his name? Tony.
Joe.
Joe.
I'm like,
Joey.
who the fuck is
Joey
Joe?
Two Scoops is his favorite character.
Joey Two Scoops. I'm waiting for Joey Two Scoops to show up. You got
Joey Walnuts.
Pussy, Big Pussy, Joey Walnuts, Johnny.
Don't fall in love with Big Pussy
Santucci.
for too long.
Oh, don't spoil anything, man. Fuck. But I like it. I really do. It was always like I just didn't have time, and it was culturally everybody's like you got to see The Sopranos. Or, that's your uncle. He reminds me so much of your Uncle Dennis. You got to see it. But that book that I saw, the green book, that reminded me of my Uncle Dennis to a T. So now I'm seeing these characters in that, and I'm excited about it. I get to live it. But the fact Breaking Bad, though, that's the best series I've ever seen. Then The Wire. So Sopranos, I'm going to measure to these two. I think Breaking Bad to me was number 1, then The Wire number 2 in my book so far in this
Wow.
kind of genre of amazing writing and epic television drama. I love it. I love it.
Have you seen Who's the Boss?
Yes. I'm a big fan of
Hey.
Alyssa Milano.
Oh, you and me both.
She's taking on the president now. She's always
Yeah, I haven't
Captain.
followed her. I had that Alyssa
Oh,
Milano poster up in my room growing up.
see that's the difference. I had Run DMC and Walter Payton on my
Oh,
wall.
I had MJ, I had Walter, but I had to put a little Alyssa Milano in there.
My dad pulled me over once. He's like, Phil, you got no pictures of any women on the what's going on? I go,
Phil's rubbing one out to
My
sweetness.
mom.
That's not fucked up at all, dude. Jesus Christ.
oh, jeez.
Holy smokes!
Joe's drop game. I'm waiting for his drops. So, Greg, are you okay with me speaking the truth? That's what I want to know.
You're fine.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
You can say whatever you want. You guys are
Put
crazy.
videos
That's all
up,
I was saying.
just calling people out truthfully. That's what this show is. A fraud,
Stirring the pot. That's
And
what-
we're live.
What a fraud, a phony, a liar. I live by this moral code. You know, your word is what you have. That's it. You give your word, that's what you're doing.
Is your moral code different if you're under 5'6"?
Yeah. Does it change?
I see a vein popping out of Bragg's forehead right now.
You guys are so. Yes, I get it.
Just
You're
get
calling
it. We're
people
trying-
out. Be nice. You guys got to be nice. That's what I think.
We are nice.
You're kind of nice.
Thank you.
You're
I
nice.
think we're
You're
all
really
nice.
nice to me, but then others, they get the other end of the sword.
Well, this is where you start. The chicken or the egg? Does Shayne go out of his way to attack anybody?
Maybe no. Okay,
Sometimes
sometimes. Yeah, we're not all innocent here. You
But-
always try to play innocent, like, what? I didn't do nothing.
I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
I wrote a song.
That's
True.
what it was. And the video the other day. The video.
I call a fraud, call
That
a
was out of
lemon.
nowhere. That was out of nowhere.
That was 100 proof. That's the promo for 100 proof. It's the show.
I know. You guys are crazy.
Okay. Listen, what's his name? Mr. Block, comb over guy, fat comb. Did you hear the song?
Who?
Did you hear the new song?
I did. It was nice. It had a really nice rhythm to it. I actually really enjoyed
It
it.
was very nice.
Can
It
we
was
hear
very
again?
nice.
Can we hear it again?
Greg did a great job writing that. I mean, I gotta be impressed.
Now, we gotta wait for our next guest to hear it again because he deserves that honor. But I'm just saying, that's what I do. I just want
I
to
know.
clear it up. I don't want to make you uncomfortable.
I know, but you pull me.
Wouldn't
see,
you rather me say it and show it? This is
I
where
was
I
just
stand.
saying.
This is
I know,
where
but
I stand.
I wasn't ranting at you earlier. I was just saying because I just was staying out of it, and I want you to take offense to that because I'm just sitting here like, you guys are crazy. I'm gonna let you do your craziness. I'm gonna stay out of it. But then I told you, you dragged me into it when you turned the Greg Bragg's intro song, and it's got people making fun of people
song.
that I don't want to make fun of.
It's your
you know?
intro.
I know, but
I'm
you
gonna-
put
we're
the. I
That
did
was
not
not the
choose to
Shayne
make fun.
podcast.
I didn't
Fuck.
even realize. It took me like 3 weeks to even realize that there was an alternate meaning to it. I didn't even know what it meant.
There's always
Then,
an alternate meaning, Greg.
Yeah. Well, I
But
don't pay
I'm
attention.
gonna fix it for you. You want to go on the record here? You would
I
like
don't-
that.
Yes, I want to change because
Okay.
I like being nice.
Okay, so me and you see differently when it comes to what the definition of nice is.
All right.
So does Shayne. Shayne, I think you're with me, right?
Huh? What? No, I hear you. Yeah, I talked to Greg about this. We had our little talk. We're not 99 proof. We're not 99.5 proof. We're 100 proof. There's an issue. We're gonna address it, and if it hurts your feelings, then it hurts your feelings. But you know what? I got my feelings hurt a lot by buddies growing up, and then we hug it out. You know what I mean? And then we bust balls some more. And move
Right.
on.
Yeah, it should all be fun.
It is fun. It is fun for me to call a spade, a lemon, whatever it is, whatever you see it, a hug.
Sounds
We
like
hug it out. We'll fucking hug it out. But the reality is, I don't hold any guilt for anything I've said ever on this show because I know I look in the mirror and I tell the truth. If I can tell the truth for somebody, David Prince, for example, you fucking saw this truth, right? You saw it. You saw what was going on and fooling people fraudulently. Fucking irked you, right? Bothered
Yeah,
you at some level. He's buying fans. He's pretending to be an insider. He writes for Bear Report or whatever. What was he? A fucking exclusive? What was that
Yeah,
shit?
he was putting all sorts of craziness
Right.
in his profile.
It's lying.
But it didn't. Yeah, it was more of an
bothered.
annoyance than something that I was, and that's why I didn't call him out. You know what I
Right,
mean?
but you did. You
Lem-
pointed
Lem-
him.
Lemming, I told him, you guys, I didn't call him out to the world.
Right,
like
you didn't. do
Lemming did.
that. Well, Lemming did it, right? So he could
Correct.
throw stones. He could throw stones.
No, you guys,
Exactly.
I don't mind when any of you guys, if it's you or Captain Huggy Boy or any of them guys, I don't
Captain
care. All
Hug.
you guys can fight
This
it
is
out.
a guy. Does he have a show? Does he
I
have a
agree
show
with that one
anybody's
girl
listening?
that AC Bears love. She was like, I just wish all you guys would get along. And I was like, I agree, AC.
Listen, I'm going to say this to you and everybody fucking out there that has an issue. Look at conceptual starting points. There's no Phil, Shayne jump out there. Fuck your show. We fucking hate you. You suck. We're the best. We're the kings of rock.
You just played that drop. You just played that drop that said "fuck Windy City Gridiron." That's not nice.
I didn't write that. But it's fine.
It's on your name. That's on you. That's on all our names when you play that.
Fuck Windy City Gridiron.
I don't know why you got
the drop. Fuck them.
That's stupid. No, that's not nice. Some of them guys over there are nice.
All right.
They employed a guy that called Phil a cocksucker on Twitter.
The guy who wrote that
can't control everybody on your raw. That's not how it goes.
Right,
when you control mail, you control everything.
Can't lambaste all of them because of what Link said about you.
Listen, was Aaron Lemming a part of that?
I don't know. I don't get that far into it. All I saw was what
the other guys liked and retweeted.
They're liking stuff.
And they were doing...
It's petty wars.
Petty
wars.
So I didn't tweet at them. I tweeted at Andrew Link. I confronted Link. That's fine.
You shouldn't say all of them. You shouldn't say all of them. That's not nice.
Fuck anybody that's okay with knowing someone is that fraudulent. That's like me hiring David Prince because he's got so many followers. He's gonna help us because he's a fucking conspiracy. Like everyone wants to know what's going on. No, it would be against me because I know he's a liar. We had you gave him an opportunity to come on and clear his name, clear it up, and everything's forgiven. That's that. Same thing with the guys that bounced. You think I'm gonna you've given me material for years. Never goes away. You fucking kidding me? That's not my style. You lie again and again and again, and you get caught in lies.
Oh my God, I'm
A
scared.
faster wit than any of the Three Stooges. More insulting than an Alberto Riveron explanation. Blocked on Twitter by every moron with an insecurity complex.
Hey, look! Over there! In the bar room!
It's Stephen Hawking.
Nah, he's dead.
It's that astrophysicist, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
What? He's black.
Is it Captain Obvious?
Oh, it's the smartest man, motherfucker.
Yes, it's the smartest man in the bar room. A strange Bears fan from Hammond, New York, possessing powers and abilities far, far beyond those of mortal fans. The smartest man who can recall football information and wins arguments in a moment's notice, and who, disguised as Shayne Marsaw.
What an intro.
You want to take that away from me, Brax? What the fuck, man?
Got it, guys. 100 proof is this. It is Shayne calling out the truth. I didn't know that was coming right now, so we could do it again if you want. But I was just explaining to Gregory that there's some things that'll never change, and that's the zebra stripes. A fraud is going to be a fraud until it comes to fruition. It's my job. This show is all built on truth. So my truth is this. Guys that are fucked over or have a willingness to lie or tell somebody something and do the complete opposite the very fucking next day. Those guys are you're giving material for this show because this show is about your word. If I say if we lose this game, I'm going to run outside fucking naked. I'm going to do it. That's my word. So just keep your word. Just be truthful. And I think you're barking up the wrong tree and be nice. Because I wasn't even involved in any of this other than putting together a promo about our show.
Well, that's what
you
started.
can't, and if you can't fucking take the truth, and your sentence and your subscription is the subtweet, your loyalty doesn't matter to me in a retweet or a like. I don't give a fuck. You're scared of the truth and you don't want to like it, that's fine. But the message is important in 2019. Gotta be speaking the truth. Gotta be compassionate. Gotta be honest. Gotta fucking be the right person. And that's... Don't criticize someone for subtweeting, Joe. 1 second. And then do it yourself. That's fucking stupid.
I don't disagree. These guys are hypocrites. I mean, they're the same things they accuse. They are doing the exact same thing. You could go all day, though, with these guys. It's just never going to end.
I don't even respond. Go check my timeline. I don't.
This time.
I've never, unless it's trolling me. All of you listening in, that I know you are, even live. If you troll like a freaking petty bitch, let's just call it what it is, then I'll respond to you probably with something crass. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll be the bigger man for Greg and just walk away. But it's certainly going to be talked about because you've given me exactly what I wanted. I'm giving you the clue. You want me to talk about you. I'm going to. What you saw tonight was a petty little bitch. A Canadian little bitch. When I read it, it's pussy ball. It's how people roll that are scared. They hide behind bullies. I'm not scared. The short jokes don't bother me. They never did. I've been 5'7" since I was 13. I'm used to it now, guys. Doesn't bother me. I'm 5'5", I can tell you that. But I've been this height. It doesn't bother me. I have a family. I got a beautiful wife, kids. I'm doing this.
Dilly.
Exactly. I've done my time. I played football on a high level. That was my love. Now I'm here talking with you guys. I love this. I love barflies. I don't want to make you uncomfortable, but I want to get the truth out there. I'm gonna call it out. Bill Barnwell, if fucking Adam Hogue says some dumb shit, I'm gonna talk about Adam. And so are all of you at the bar. You see what Hogue wrote? Can't believe it. Do you see this? So stop being hypocrite and just recognize it's going to be called out on this show, especially when you lie, especially that. Don't say he has a cult. What fucking cult do I have, Shayne? I have a brotherhood. I have people I've met through this show that gave me new excitement on humanity because all I saw was that behavior that we talked about. That, what did I call it, Joe? He's not paying attention. Look at him. Pussy shit. Come on in, Joe.
Oh, pussy. You said pussy balls. I thought you said.
Oh, pussy balls. There you go. That's what that behavior is. It's not. What is it? Just drawing attention to me in this show and Shayne. Fucking, I feel bad for Shayne having to deal with that baby shit. Fucking Captain. Imagine if I was going to call myself Captain something, it sure ain't going to be fucking Hugs. I'll tell you that. I'm going to be Captain fucking Blowjob. Captain fucking 69. Whatever. It ain't going to be Hugs. I'll tell you that. So I'm keeping it 100 here. That guy, it's not even, we're talking about it. Thank you. It's funny. That's about it. Shayne's going back and forth with him in comment. He don't listen to the show, but knows everything. It's like,
his friend told him. Come on, his friend told him.
My friend told me. Remember when girls used to do that? My friend told me you actually like Lisa. Did you?
But Lisa likes you too.
What was that little game you played with the?
Just the tip.
Yeah, he could have been
the
Captain
bottle.
Just the Tip. I would love that name. He'll probably change it tomorrow. Watch, Captain just the tip. But anyway, I just got to keep it 100 with you, Greg. It's the creative process, and I
always said I don't hate on what you guys do.
First, I sent it to Shayne. Shayne said nothing, but somebody else said I would take some of these people's direct faces out, but everything else is true because it's what we talk about. Like Bill Barnwell's a fraud. He is. It is what it is. Everybody knows it. Andy Benoit, fraud. Right?
Right. And I've always said, you guys, that's why I never tried to say,
Silva.
I think what you guys do is perfect, but for me, I like to stay on the sideline for this part of it. That's all.
Okay. But now you're in the huddle.
No, I know. Yeah. I'd tell them the same thing. I'd be like, chill out. That's what, if I were telling them, I'd be like, this is not that serious. This is bear stuff.
Exactly.
So
I don't even know how.
It's all fun.
If I'm calling out Aaron Lemming, I will invite Aaron Lemming to come on the show and talk football. Again, Here it is. You can be the peace pipe, Greg. Aaron, I'm telling Greg, hey, Greg, tell Aaron that he's welcome to come on.
I will.
Okay. So there, and then we could piece it up, and he can admit his faults. If you're
you make him admit his faults. Just come on and just say, all good. It don't matter. None of it matters. That's what I would say. It's just supposed to be fun Bears talk. Everybody's like Georgie said once. Everybody's a dad, everybody's a son, everybody's a brother. Everybody's got real stuff
that in regards to their behavior, not ours, and that's the reality. I'm just calling it for what it is.
Right.
You're listening to the smartest man and the draft doc. Neither of these two run their selfies through filters, and these are the dumbest tweets of the week.
You guys ready?
We've been ready.
Have you? Well, if I can only find it now. Dude. Oh, of course, here it is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Poor Greg Braggs just got fucking spanked live on it.
He never will talk behind your back and tell you one thing to your face, but behind you mean another. Also created that new self-defense technique called "Let me go tell my brother." He's the smartest man, and this is his dumbest tweet of the week.
Finally,
I like it, Phil.
My segment to sit through the 40-minute session there.
I was trying to set it up, Shane. I really was.
Thanks, Joey.
You had to get that out. It was like a confessional. Confessional?
So Ralph Sindrich, and that's at Ralph Sindrich, and this is I don't know, this can be taken as a horrible tweet or good tweet that he's making everybody aware of this, but I put it as the bad because I read it and I just think it's awful. He tweeted out that a 10-year Major League Baseball player who retired after 1980 receives $200,000 yearly at age 62. A 10-year NBA vet who retired after 1965 receives $215,000 a year at the age of 62. A 10-year NFL vet who retired before 1993 receives between $24,000 and $43,560 a year at age 55. Is that fair? Do you see a difference? What do you guys think of that? Major League Baseball, you're getting $200,000 a year. NBA, you're getting $215,000 a year. NFL veterans are getting anywhere from $24,000 to $43,560 a year. playing the toughest sport that there is, and it's making the most money, as these NFL owners are, these billion-dollar franchises. Nobody's going to the stadiums to watch the owners. We all know that. They're going to watch these players really put their lives on the line. And I said that really, for me, puts it in a whole new perspective. I had no idea that it was that big of a difference. You're talking on the high-end NFL, $43,000, and baseball's $200,000 a year for a player. That's a sad state of affairs. That's got to change for in the sport. You see these TV deals. I'm paying whatever DirecTV is charging every year. I know you can call in and get deals on it, but what was it, like $379 for NFL Sunday Ticket? That's just me, and every one of my buddies that I know has it. You guys have it, whoever, and all the money that's
these
involved.
two don't, do they?
No, they're from Chicago.
No, I don't.
They're close enough. Greg,
Greg might have.
Is Chicago considered your home team?
Oh yeah, for sure.
On your local network?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you don't have to get the Sunday Ticket.
No, we're more in the area of Indiana where we are. We're more of a Chicago market with food, news, work, TV, everything. We're kind of the forgotten child of Indiana.
Right. So, I know this isn't really Bears related, but I just thought it was important to bring up just that huge. You're talking almost $160,000 a year difference to these NFL players that, like I said, put their lives on the line and can barely walk. A lot of them can't talk. A lot of them can't function. It's just
crazy.
Yeah, it's really sad state of affairs, like I said.
Yeah, it's sad because, to your point, these guys put their lives out there the most and in danger, and something that's got to be negotiated, especially in the next contract, to help these players, especially as they get older. The mortality of football players is unreal when you look at the numbers.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing too. I don't think a lot of these guys. You take a guy like Tariq Cohen. Do you think Tariq Cohen is? I'm not just saying as him. I'm just using him as an example as a young player. I don't think he's sitting there and worrying about what he's going to be like when he's 62 years old. Same. We've all been there. I can remember when I thought anybody that was 35 was old and I was never going to get there. Now I'm 42 and I'm like, holy shit, what happened? But it's just, it's you put it right, Phil. The new CBA, the players have to be willing to sit. They have to bank their money and sit out to get what they want, and it's got to include these former players because it really is disgraceful. As much attention as these guys get, as the NFL gets, and these pioneers of the NFL are the ones that are paying the price for it.
It's a hot mess, brother. It's a hot mess. Now, do you have a best tweet of the week, Shayne?
Well, we got to do the song again, Joe.
I know. I'm ready to rock into it.
Oh,
here it is.
You're waiting for him if he's got a good tweet.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, he's got it, so boom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what the fuck to say after that, yeah.
Oh, he marched with 1 million to the White House for equality. The mailman, he's no thug. If you're jealous, angry, have penal envy, the mailman is always there to give a hug. He's the smartest man, and this is his best tweet of the week.
This one's pretty simple. We're heading into the off season here. Ian Rappaport sent out the first tweet talking about it, and then Bears PR sent it out. the Bears released tight end Deion Sims. According to sources, the two-way tight end, whatever the hell they think that is with Deion Sims, definitely wasn't a two-way tight end here in Chicago, was due $6 million in 2019, a cap casualty. This early release, this early in the league year should help him. So the Bears not having a whole bunch of cap space and really essentially doubling their cap space by releasing Deion Sims. Phil talks about the cap being fluid. It obviously is. I mean, like I just said, they doubled their space with one move. So they're around $12 million right now. But, as good as Ryan Pace did this past offseason with things, he's still got those huge swings and misses. He invested 3 years, $18 million into Deion Sims. And I don't think he even put up 200 yards receiving in his 3 seasons here, which is pretty awful. Kevin White-like production, obviously. But this guy didn't miss time like Kevin White did with injuries. So I was glad to see it. It was a move that needed to happen, need a new direction there, and hopefully a guy like Adam Shaheen can stay injury-free, and Trey Burton can get his issues figured out. But I was glad to see it, and to me it just really kicks off this offseason. Bears clearing money, and I think that they're going to take advantage of that situation with the money that's available.
You mean the cap is always fluid, Shane?
That's what I said about 5 minutes ago. I gave you credit for, but you weren't paying attention to me.
I was.
Okay.
I was just repeating, highlighting, and underlining. I'll DM you about it tomorrow. Change. Oh man, yeah. That's a great reality of this team because they know what they're doing. Every fan that has a brain understands what Bears Barroom is bringing to the table. The truth. And the truth is, we've said this cap can be manipulated and tags can be placed. Continuity can create a better football team next year. So how Ryan Pace is setting his deck, he's showing you right now. He's clearing $6 million. Remember, fucking Blog Boy, whoever else was saying, I'm worried about the cap. If they extend Cody Whitehair, they go and extend Bobby Massey.
Oh, yeah, it was John Wood.
John Wood. Yeah, John Wood was worried about the cap. They cleared $6 million. How much did Bobby Massey go for? Now we're breaking it. Now we're back to where we were. They know what they're doing.
Right, yeah, they can. I mean, Khalil Mack's good. He signed a 7-year extension. It's you don't want to borrow from the future, but when you have a huge contract like that, they're gonna, if they need to get cap space, if they want to make a big time move, they can find the money. That's the way that again, the cap is fluid. We all know that. They can move things around. They can, manipulate the cap fairly easily. I mean, I know there's people out there that are saying that, there's no big move there to be made. And if the Bears want to sit on their hands and just accept the cards of what they've been dealt this offseason, it's a huge mistake. The Bears are a young team, yes, but you can't sit and Phil. It goes to your rant that you had on BHL. You can't sit idly by, because if you're just sitting there, you're not. Yes, there's going to be room for improvement there, but you have to add to this team. You have to add more weapons. There's never enough. You have to improve every single day in the offseason, and you have to make moves. The team's got to get better. This isn't a perfect roster. It's just not. And Ryan Pace has to make the moves. I think there's another, I don't want to say a Khalil Mack type move, but if they, have to borrow some money and make it a bonus and it'll go against future years when the cap goes up again every year, and then they're going to have to do that. They're in this window when Mitch isn't making money. They have to strike. We got another 2 years with Mitch on this rookie deal before they have to pay him, and we don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. Nobody's given tomorrow, and that's the same way with the NFL. It's a fickle league. Things happen. Strike while the iron is hot, and that's exactly where the Bears are. this offseason. They can't sit back and say that, re-signing Adrian Amos or Bryce Callahan is our big move. That can't be the only thing that they do.
Well, they can't, because you talk about it with Brett Maly, draft-wise, they have money to manipulate Amos, Callahan. They could sign them all. And remember that big rant I went on last offseason? I wrote a fucking Ryan Pace fucking Willy Wonka song about it. You got to fucking spend money to win. Your GM did that. He made the maneuver. The chess move was getting the young quarterback. That's a pattern. You can go look at the Seahawks. They got their young quarterback at a cheap price. Then they manipulated and moved and got talent and found it everywhere and undrafted. And they put players out on the football field that were going to give them, what were they called? The Legion of Doom, the Legion of Boom, whatever. Well, the Bears have an opportunity to continue what they're building and build on top of that. Create competition. Can't just speak these things. The GM is telling you, I remember Chachi or Nelson, one of these barflies, saying, Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace said exactly what you said when I was destroying John Fox because he wasn't saying it. It's about creating competition and really meaning that. And I think you have that with this coach. Play the best. Play the best players. That's the most important thing. Find the right talent. Continue with continuity. They did it now with Bobby Massey. Now they intend to move forward with the next signing or re-signing. I'm all about Amos, Joe.
Your boy Amos, I know. We got to get it done.
Got to get it done. A lot of the rumors with Landon Collins, I don't know. I know Aldo and Shayne like Collins. I'm about keeping continuity, and Smash, I believe, is beyond the ratings of PFF. That became some nerd joke.
Yeah.
But beyond that, the guy on tape, which it never lies, Joe.
It never does.
We even wrote about it in a song with the next guest coming in. It never lies. It never does. It's the reality of the truth. And Adrian Amos is a B+ to A- safety. Now, your job as a GM, draft or sign. Are you going to make yourself worse by allowing that to leave? I just don't think so. Numbers and money can be manipulated and borrowed. It'll come back. It'll come back. You got to keep the talent in building. And to me, we're going to find out in the next couple weeks, and we're going to break it down here. And it's going to be interesting to see how they maneuver this position that has so many times changed, not for the better. Finally, you have two guys back there that one's the enforcer, one's the ability to create plays because of that enforcer. Don't shortchange that. Don't shortchange that.
No doubt, brother. And you know the other guy I want to sign. I've been talking about him for a couple weeks.
Who's
the
that?
Leg
the
from
leg.
New England.
Steven Gostkowski. Even though he missed a kick in the Super Bowl, you weren't upset?
They still won.
They still won.
Do you think
still beat Detroit?
I think that's the one position that Belichick has showed that he will franchise tag. Right?
Well, it could happen.
I don't think that would totally
Guess
surprise
the Niners are going to franchise tag your boy Gold, Greg's boy. Kicker's getting tagged. That could be the off-season story.
Yeah, because what's the number? It's like $5 million.
Yeah,
for a kicker, and
so,
I mean,
that's nothing to the Niners, who have what, upwards
70?
of 60, 70 million.
Yep.
And they got Jimmy G coming back, maybe healthy, maybe not.
We'll see about them, but I don't know.
We've got our next guest ready, and we're doing something special, aren't we, Phil?
Yeah. Are you bringing that to the table?
I am.
All right.
In a 3,
our next
a
guest.
2, and 1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know the time and you know the feeling. It's time for that show you've been waiting for, where the boys get surprised by somebody from the bar room. It's called Would You Rather? And would you rather have Shayne or Phil answer the first question? I don't know, maybe Joey Two Scoops behind the board can jump in. It's Bobby Bombs, and he's bringing the boys some very difficult questions in the game show you all love called Would You Rather?
He's in the house. Bobby Bombs, how you doing, brother?
What's up, fellas? How we doing tonight?
Dude, I'm crying because Wham broke up.
no, you ain't. Fucking tears of joy over there. Shane, Greg, Joe, what's up, fellas? How you guys doing, man?
Where's Braggs? Is he still on here with us?
He's there.
Yeah, I see him. I see him wearing his Cubs hat.
Cubs hat?
No, I don't have video of him on my end for some reason.
Hiding from you.
Yeah.
He's muted, but he's talking.
You can't hear him. Oh.
Yeah, he blocked you.
He unfollowed you, Shane.
Uh-oh.
Invite him back into the DM.
No more mouth hugs.
Again. No. Phil beat me into the corner. Now I'm going to just sit in the corner and be nice.
Nobody
puts you.
Nobody.
You guys don't
puts
want to play nice. I'm going to sit in my corner. I ain't talking to nobody.
Greg, I'm nice. I'm nice to you, buddy.
What? You said that I sounded uncomfortable in the chat. That was
you did sound uncomfortable. You were like,
dude, because they threw me a curveball. I was just sitting here eating my chicken dinner. I get a freaking phone call. Where have you been, Greg? What are you doing? Oh, yeah. I'm like, what? I'm eating dinner.
Hey, I had it right. Phil and I talked today. He goes, "Have you heard from Braggs?" And I said, "Yeah, I talked to him the other night at like 2 o'clock in the morning on DM on Twitter." Phil's like, "Where the fuck has he been?" I'm like, "Dude, there's been so much drama out there. Braggs is in the corner of his fucking garage sucking his thumb. He doesn't want anything to do with this."
Yeah, I'll just hide.
Now he's back.
Run.
We pulled him out. How are you holding up, Bobby Bombs?
Oh, I'm good, man. You know, living.
A lot of drama. You had
I was telling everybody I got 3 teenage daughters, and fuck, I got less drama with them than I do fucking everything else. It's just the way shit goes, I guess. But I mean, I don't know. Either way, man, everything's good. You know, we're about to adapt and overcome. Whatever, we'll get this contest going with these barflies DMing and finding out who wants to be on the show, who wants to maybe do a little spot there, and we'll just go ahead and keep on rolling.
Well, can I get a little breaking news drop here?
How old are those girls?
We interrupt this program for breaking Bears barroom news.
That is not the breaking news here. The age of Bobby's children, for God's sake.
I'll fucking murder all of you.
What is the amount of bar flies? And let me just say this. If you are considered a bar fly, I'm sorry. I think it's a token of appreciation. It's like an army, not a cult.
Like a merchant marine, right?
Like merchant marine corps. But honestly, the amount of people, I told Joe and I told Shane, I go, I am shocked. I thought we were going to get 8 people that wanted to do it. We're over 22 people, guys, that want to audition to be a part of the new Barfly Tailgate show. We're arm wrestling, whether we're going to keep it that name or do something. We're going to have so much fun. And I'm just Bobby, where are you? You don't have to go away. You're in.
I'm right here, man.
Make sure saw you were muted or something. I want to keep you in the huddle.
Holy smokes.
We're going to be just telling tonight, Shayne, do we want to tell those potential people what you came up with to kind of see how serious all 25 contestants are that want to be a part of this, including one that's here, Greggy Sunshine, starting off in the fucking starting off in the corner. What is that? No one puts who in the corner?
Nobody puts
you don't put
Bragsy
baby
in the corner. Yeah.
Nobody puts Bragsy in the corner.
Yeah.
I'll be your fucking Swayze Brags.
Yeah. I'm waiting for
there's an
Brags to
image.
jump up in the air and two scoops to put him up over his head.
First of all, I love Greg Braggs Jr., but I think it was compelling radio. I don't know. It's a real. That was real. We didn't rehearse it.
Oh, it was definitely real. I can vouch for that.
Okay, so I keep it 100 here. I fucking love Greg. There's no.
It wasn't pre-recorded.
It wasn't, in another separate DM room.
I was waiting for you to say, and that is my rant, but then fucking 45 minutes later, you're still going.
40 minutes? No.
I'll take blame. I'll take blame in that. I always get the last word.
Go in the chat. Go in the chat and talk shit. That's good stuff. But anyway, I love this dude. Keeping it 100, keeping it real. I'm going to talk to you personally. If I have to talk to you.
Oh, God, are we going here again?
I don't have to talk to him 7 times.
Got a fucking game show to play.
I know.
That's right, Barflies, and here we go with a Would You Rather. We're coming in hot today. We got the boys on the mics. It's Greg Braggs Jr., Shayne Marsaw, Joey Two Scoops, and the draft doctor, Phil Ottochian. We're going to come at him with a little Would You Rather. We got some questions, put together, and we'll kick this thing around the room. Let's go ahead and start this thing off with old Greg and get him, get his chest puffed out again and ready. So here we go. Here we go, Braggs. The Alliance Football League has brought in this non-extra point system. So would you rather the NFL stay how it is with extra points, or go ahead and change it to the no extra point and the 2-point conversion style?
I like to keep things the way they are. The more change, the more I get nervous. So I like it just the way it is. Keep the kickers in the league. Anybody says take kicking out of football, I get angry.
Okay. Fan of kickers. Draft Dr. Phil, what you got, man? You a fan of kickers, or are you going for 2?
This is a really good question. I want to say go for 2, but I think the historic makeup of football around this is so important to me that I'm going to go, don't go changing or rearranging. Don't go breaking Greggy's heart.
Ooh.
Yes.
And now it's Shayne Marsaw.
It's
your turn to answer.
I'm so confident in my answer. I'd rub peanut butter all over my face and take a selfie.
Would you give people mouth hugs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
No, I'm not. I think that I know that kickers take a lot of slack, but it's a huge look how our season ended. You don't think it's a huge part of the game? It's a big part of it. And I get, what's better? Do you guys remember that playoff game when Robbie kicked Seattle out of the playoffs? It's a huge part. I'd hate to see that go away. I'm too much of a
fire.
Yeah, you came in hot with that one.
He came.
We fucking know now that you would hate to see it go away. That shit was loud and clear.
Whoops. It's like what happened there. But yeah,
it's like you get a burst of energy on your freaking mic. It just goes wired.
The ghost of Cody Parkey.
Yeah.
Cricket.
That fucker he's probably the one that flooded my fucking basement.
Oh, that bastard.
Joe, what about you? What you doing, man? You keeping the kicker? Or you going for 2?
Holy smokes,
I'm
Bobby.
old school, man. Holy smokes, Bobby. I'm gonna go. I like keeping the kickers, man. I'm old school. Something about it just, I don't know. Wouldn't be football without a kicker. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you guys, and I kind of agree. I mean, I do agree, but the 2-point conversion thing is exciting, and to get it out there doing it. I mean, I think if they did it, if you were gonna do it, back the extra point up even further, and make some of these you see how many dudes are just missing this year. I mean, even the extra point and these field goals that used to be. I mean, I don't remember this many missed field goals ever, and there's maybe people ain't working their craft the way they used to, or there's something different, but they're just they're not hitting them anymore. All right, let's go with the next one. We'll start this one off with let's start it off with the money man, Shayne Marsaw. Would you rather be Cody Parkey walking down the street in Chicago, or be Jesse Smollett standing in front of a hotel in Chicago?
Cody Parkey got $9 mil guaranteed. That's not even close for me. I mean, I'll take the people screaming at me and giving me, death threats, because when I go home and when I fly back to Miami and go in my beach house, like I said, I can sit there and count my dollar bills all fucking day long. I don't need any of them. So yeah, I'm Cody Parkey 100%. That other shit, oh my, that's so fucked up. Oh my god.
I'm just hearing about this shit. He faked himself getting mugged. Is that the story?
Paid him $3,500 a piece, right?
And then he said it was a hate crime against him because he was gay.
And that was to promote Empire.
No,
it's because he was getting written off the show.
Yeah. Oh, getting. So it kind of made him sympathetic that they would have to keep him on. How could you fucking fire this guy? He just got beat up because he's gay.
Yeah,
right.
So
Holy,
you see it all.
David Prince level here.
Listen, guys, you see a lot of that with people. They make all this fucking drama when they get booted off a show. They'll go on fucking Twitter. They'll make fucking videos. They do all this crazy shit.
Oh no.
Happens all the time.
I've got a drop for that.
Yeah.
I was listening to this, and then the wheels.
Look at Breck's face. Look at Breck's face.
That was real nice, Shane. Real nice.
That was good. That was pretty fucking good. All right, here we go. Let's move on to the next one. Let's start with Phil on this one. I think we started with Greg, then Shane. Let's go over to Phil. All right. If you had two choices to be invited to work in the Bears organization, would you rather be the team janitor for life and interact with players and coaches, or be the offensive coordinator for one game, running plays of your choosing?
Oh, offense.
Next Tony, same fucking size.
Wait, can I phone my brother quick to ask him first? No, I'm joking. I would totally take the OC for one game. Are you kidding me? Because I know they couldn't get enough of what I was doing on the field, and they would hire me full time. That's what I would choose, because I would die to do that.
I'm thinking Greg Braggs is going to go the other way, because I know Braggs likes interacting with people and just being around the energy. Yeah. Go ahead, Braggs. What you got, man? What are you doing?
You're right, nailing it on the head, Bobby. I'm taking the janitor spot. One game as the OC. Who am I playing? I could be playing the hardest defense. The janitor, he sits in the back. He can hype up the boys as they're running out the tunnel. They come in. Some Cody Parkey hits 4 field goal posts. No one's being nice to him. The janitor can come up to him and be like, Cody, I feel for you, man. Come here during the week. I'll help you work on it. That's what I would do. I'd make the impact no one's seeing.
I mean, you're gonna accept cleaning Virginia's fish out of the trash can for that, though.
And then I gotta go clean the toilets.
Oh man,
Joe, what are you doing?
Well, I was thinking about it. I was thinking I wanted to be the janitor, but then I thought a little bit harder, and I'm like, if I was calling plays for the Bears for one game, that might be a hilarious movie, because they'd probably lose like 75-0 if I was calling plays. So I think I'd call the plays, because it'd be pretty funny to watch.
So it'd be like, put Maly in.
Yeah, Brett. Can we have the Brett Maly fathead just be the quarterback for the game?
I'd be like play call, Joe. 3rd and 1. Give me your go-to. 3rd down 1. You're at the Packer 27-yard line going in. It's 3rd and 1. Joey, what are you calling?
Dude, man, I'm going up the A gap with my halfback.
There you go. Little halfback dive out of the 11
You know
personnel. Look at Joe.
Play action streaks.
Greg plays too much Madden.
Over there. Janitor.
You know,
Throw
it'd
it
be like
deep.
it'd be like Mike Martz with Jay Cutler. It'd be like, tell Mike Martz, fuck you.
Hey, can we make a movie where it's kind of like Goodwill Hunting, but it's Greg Braggs as the Bears janitor, and then he becomes the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, he just works his way up.
I'm
through the
writing
system.
plays on the chalkboard when they're not there.
I know you missed that block, but that was very nice. You'll get him next time.
Got our franchise quarterback destroyed, but you are very
It's
nice.
okay. You can regenerate another spine. It's no big deal. You missed the block.
Green Hallis would fucking fire the janitor that day. Get this fucking guy out of here. Talking to my lineman that they did good. My fucking quarterback has a broken leg.
He's a fucking idiot.
All right, next one that we got. I know you guys answer, but there's a little more to it too. So, if you could make one realistic offseason move for a free agent player, would you rather go offense or defense, and who you taking? Let's start this one with Joe. Joe, who you going offense or defense, and who you taking?
Man, that's a tough one. I think I'd probably go defense. We need to solidify our secondary a little bit, depending on what happens with free agency. There's some guys out there, and I think that's the place we need to focus. So, I'm not sure who I would take, but I think we focus on the
We need
defense.
fucking name, Joe.
Joey.
Can we take Brett Maly?
Joey, do your research.
We're giving you Brett Maly with your pick. He's gonna play fucking DB, and we'll see how we turn out. Shane, what you got? Offense and defense, and who you taking?
I'm gonna always. I mean, I love this defense, and I agree with Joe. You want to add somebody there, but I'm giving my boy number 10 all the help in the world. It's I don't know if it is. It's a great question because I could add another wide out. I could add an offensive lineman to, who knows what's going to happen with Kyle Long. It's a great thought. Since Joe's japping out and not giving a name, I'm going to say that I'm going on the offensive side of the ball to give my quarterback help.
All right, I guess I'm letting you slide too then, fucker. Let's roll over to Phil. You going offense and defense, or who you taking?
I'm going offense as well. I agree with Shane that you need to help this young quarterback out. I really am excited about Juice Williams.
Javon Wims.
Javon Wims.
Yeah,
I don't know where that fucking
again.
explosion on Shane's mic distracted me, Joe.
It was the juice.
It's the juice.
Connections come.
Yeah, Wims for me is exciting. I really think that guy is going to surprise a lot of people after feeling I know that he's better than what was out there and didn't get an opportunity to show it. So he's going to come in motivated. And that could have been a mental redshirt year game that Nagy played with him and that wide receiver coach to get him ready for year 2. I'm excited about that guy, but I believe if I had my druthers, man, and we could somehow, this guy slides, I don't know, I'd be willing to go up and get this tight end from Iowa. This kid is the real deal, and I need a tight end. I don't know about Shaheen. I really agree with Shane. We talked about it here. I thought the kid was going to surprise coming out of the draft. And he looked like he was taking that step in that Denver game. And we had Colin Thompson on in that room talking about the guy's unbelievable. He's a freak and what have you. And that the lower leg injury could mentally be bothering and hindering him. We had Dr. Tiff talking about that stuff and how it could affect a player. But he doesn't brew confidence in me, Bobby. I'm not going to sell my seat. Well, we got a tight. We just cut a tight end. This kid Shayne, I'm scared right now of what I don't know. I'm gonna play it as an unknown. He's written in pencil.
Yeah.
Now you got to get some talent in there. That I need a guy like my boy Kittle. That guy, he wants the fucking ball. When's the last time we had a tight end that fucking wants the fucking ball? Greg Olsen. Exactly. So that kind of stuff is what you got to look for. And I think this GM, more so than any, and that's fine, recognizes that those errors, as Brett said, that was a great fucking analogy. And it's a whoa Nelly right here with this tight end position, because you got questions mentally with Trey Burton that I think he's going to answer. I think he'll overcome whatever that was. We all can speculate, but it's speculation. Shayne, I'm concerned about, so the position I focus on is tight end.
Yeah, they can go out and add Jared Cook, man. He's a free agent.
Your boy Jared Cook. You like that guy?
I do.
Yeah, there's a couple good free agent tight
Who do we
ends out
have
there,
on the
but-
tight ends, Joe, before we move on? You
I
got
got
a
it.
list?
Free agents.
tight ends?
I have the list right in front of me.
Go ahead.
All right, so you got Charles Clay.
No, he's in Arizona.
He
He's
signed with the
yeah.
Nice list, Joe.
Of course, the first one, it says his name and then it says Arizona. The free agent number 2, I have a feeling we won't want him, but it's Deion Sims.
Oh, jeez.
You got Tyler Eifert from Cincinnati. That kid's good.
Greg.
Irish.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah, there's two
Our
of them.
boy,
We are.
We're all
our
over
boy
the world.
Jared Cook.
Play like a champion today.
Slap the sign and get out, Rudy.
Slap it out. So Jared Cook. Then you got Austin Safarian Jenkins.
What about Jesse James from the Steelers?
Oh,
I've always
I
been
love
intrigued
that
by that
kid.
guy.
I
Dude,
love
you gotta
Penn
pick up.
State
You gotta
boy.
pick up
Where's
fucking
Sandman?
what's his name? O'Shaughnessy? Shaughnessy? Just because of the name.
Oh,
I'll take
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an athlete, that dude.
Yeah, he
James,
is.
yeah.
You got Old Man River out there, and Antonio Gates is a free agent.
Oh.
Nope.
So Bobby, the question was, if you could take any free agent, right? Who would you take?
Any.
I thought it was
I don't think any of
offensive
these
or
three
defensive.
answered it.
He said
No, I thought-
realistic, I think you said, right?
Did you
I
say
thought you just
realistic?
said offensive
Real-
defense.
Realistically, if you could take any free agent,
Oh, it has
Oh,
to be
okay.
realistic. Okay, I was like little.
I don't have a free agent right now in my head. I was thinking of the draft mostly. So
honestly though, that's
that list.
I don't know if there's
Who's-
ever been a year where we don't have free agents in our head that we want right now, which is fucking great for us.
I know.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Well, you guys were the ones that said it earlier. They need another pass rusher. Why wait to the draft to make sure you have one? Free agency's
Well, that's
2 weeks away.
That's the thing. I brought this up to Phil, and I know this is probably going to piss people off in chat room, and you know how that goes. But a guy that
I smell a Packer.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
he
going.
is. You put him
Said
in
it to me 3 weeks ago.
in a backup role where he doesn't have to play every single down, and you get him motivated to stay within the division. You do the reverse pep, on
Mr. Dirty Hair.
Yeah. You put him in a limited role where all he has to do is see quarterback,
Rush the
hit
passer.
quarterback. You give him the Aaron Lynch role.
Yeah.
I'm fucking signing up for that all day long. Clay Matthews being our third rusher with
Who
Floyd
else?
Khalil Mack.
Who else
I'd
is
go-
on the? Who else is
I'd
a
go
free
like-
agent?
Well, I mean, I think some of the bigger ones obviously would be Dante Fowler, Shaq Barrett, right? He's a free agent.
Yeah, I
And
got
then
the edges.
Barrett's like 25 or 26. You got Shane Ray. He's 25, I think.
What about getting the Long brothers back together? Isn't Chris Long a free agent?
Yeah.
Yep. He's always on a
He's
1 year
he's always
deal.
a free, yeah.
He's
Phil,
looking.
here's
That would be
here's
a good
boy-
sign. I like
Here's
him.
a boy that might interest you, Preston Smith.
Oh my God! But he fit perfectly in Vic's defense.
Yep.
They have him listed as an edge or a
They
5.
do. They have him listed
Yep.
as an edge in here. Another guy, under the radar guy that I loved, and he was in Baltimore, is Zadarius Smith.
Yeah,
I wanted him in the draft coming out. He hasn't lived up to expectations. But you never know how those guys are gonna. There's been a couple of rumors here and there that Pagano wants to bring in Suggs to be the
I heard that too.
third guy.
Would you rather have Clay Matthews or Suggs? Sorry, Bobby.
Or what about Brandon Marshall? Throw Brandon Marshall in there too, linebacker from Denver. Denver's got a whole shitload of free agents.
Yeah, but he's inside.
He's an inside guy. I don't think we have.
Yeah,
Suggs or Matthews. Go ahead.
I'd take Suggs.
Yeah, I mean he's more specifically your pass rusher, specialist. I think he's got, but I think he's a little bit older than Clay
How old
is.
is he?
Suggs like 37.
No, 37.
Yeah, he came in 2000.
Came in I remember
It
when he
was
ran the slow 40.
Yeah.
He is 36 years old.
Wow.
Jesus.
That dude's a fucking animal.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I think I would choose Suggs as well. If I had to choose out of those two players, I like Suggs. I like his attitude when he's in contact. He finishes, where Clay sometimes he gets herky-jerky and a little bit blown out of the play. This guy, I think.
Don't you think
that would be a great
revitalized
signing
in Chicago?
He would be
So,
exactly. He's
Matthews.
coming into. That's a fucking name to watch now. That we're picking it up because of the Pagano connection and knowing that this defense, if he comes with Khalil Mack, he's going to help Leonard Floyd as well.
What Suggs does for a team is totally different than, in my opinion, than what Clay does. Like Suggs, when he gets to the quarterback, there isn't like effect on the rest of the team, and there's just like a whole nother level. It's kind of like
he's a man.
Now it slipped my mind. Remember that movie where they were all laying in the street, football movie? What the hell? The program. The program. Like Suggs, he's just a crazy son of a bitch, like one of those dudes, and he just turns it up and gets after it, man. Clay Matthews, I think, is more. I'm sure he would like to get on the other side and get after Rodgers. I mean, why wouldn't he? But I'm just not that impressed with Matthews as I am with Suggs.
Clay's shady.
I don't even have Clay Matthews on my free agent list. Is he a free agent, or did I just totally whiff on that? Do you have him on your list, Joe? No, he's not restricted. He's too old for that. But
I'm looking now.
Clay's always pulling shady stuff. If he plays for the Bears, I'm going to boo him.
No, you're not.
I know. I'll get over it. Like 3 days.
Over it.
The first time I meet him,
yeah, he is a free agent.
He is a free agent.
What number will he wear if he signs here?
Well, he looks like Val Venus, so probably 69.
There you go. I like that number on him.
All right, last one I got for you guys has nothing to do with football, but here we go. Shane, you're out. You don't get to answer this.
Oh, jeez.
If you could go back in time and be one of these people for the weekend, would you rather be the Godfather in his party days? Like what? What are we talking? Maybe like 60s in Chicago, or be Shane Marsaw hitting Taco Bell and juggling nurses in a campus? Let's start that one off with you, Phil. What are you taking? The Godfather, or are you going to be Shane with underwear on your fucking head?
Oh, definitely Shane with underwear on my head.
Yep.
I gotta roll with Shane here. Godfather has all these secrets. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that.
I know that's why you gotta go, just to figure them out.
What was that show? Quantum Leap. You just formulate myself into Aldo Gandia.
I guarantee
you meant the Godfather.
No. I guarantee Aldo walked around like Scarface for at least a month after it came out.
After he won his first Emmy, who's fucking with me?
Yeah. What about you, Greg? What you doing? The Godfather or the Smartest Man?
Well, considering I have no idea what you are referencing when it comes to Shane and the underwear on his head.
A true fan listening to our shows. Huh?
Hey, man, you guys got to fill me in, you know? I mean, I don't know.
He's in the corner of that episode.
I was in the corner for that one. So I guess I'm going to have to defer to – plus I don't want underwear on my head, I don't think. I'm going to go with Aldo in the 60s. Who knows what he was up to, what drugs he was getting into.
He was shooting rats in
He
a
was. He was smoking fucking reefer.
Yeah.
Joe, what are you doing?
That's
Who are you
right.
thinking, man?
You're out.
I got to go with The Godfather, man.
Fuck you, Joe.
He's got some crazy stuff going on in the past, and I just want to see what he's seen through those glasses. And I'm sure he had those locks of love back then. He probably had the long flowing Aldo hair. You know,
Dude, I could just
back
see
in
him
his
change over the times. You know what I mean? Go from the fucking fiery Puerto Rican to the hippie for those days to like just back and forth. Like,
Phil, didn't he show us some picture of him?
I saw a picture when I was there.
It was like from like 1983, and he was like,
it's like looked like band camp.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this.
He did. He had a flute in his ass. It was weird.
This one time at band camp,
he had this vibe to him, but he was a pimp. He says
he did look pimpy in the middle. You know, just kind of.
He was all about it. He was the Luke Skywalker.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's when every kid was dressed nice. Now they're all dressed baggy clothes and stuff.
You're so negative, Brex.
Can you just be nice to people, Greg?
He's just
talking shit
sunshine.
about children.
Be nice, Greg. Just be fucking nice.
All right, I'll go back.
Come back. Well, let me ask you this though. So those 25 contestants that are going to be pulling and auditioning for the show, Shayne, we were getting into that, but then we got into a little rant. Did you want to tell the contestants tonight, or do we want to tell them next show what we're going to ask them to do?
Yeah, we'll
first round.
We'll work on it. We'll come up with a little promo for it, I think.
Oh, can I put anything I want in the promo, Greg?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
We'll have you know.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Bobby, your promo was dope.
I'll have 12 lines to read tomorrow.
Thanks, man.
I'm just telling you. Oh, stop it. You're good. You're getting great at these promos. So Bobby was impressive.
Yeah, we got to have the voice involved in it. He can
Danny.
Yeah, intro and Big Nuts Dan.
Nuts Dan.
Big Nuts Dan.
Call him up. Is he coming on tonight quick or no?
Yeah, I don't know.
No. We're going to save that for the next. We need updates. Speaking of, can I get a breaking news update?
Oh, you're not going there, are you?
Yeah.
I am going there.
No, don't go there.
I'm not going there. Trust me.
Yeah, I was
breaking
gonna say.
news.
We interrupt this program for breaking Bears Barroom news.
Guys, not only is Greg Braggs now mean, I'm just giving you an update that Brett Maly, Joe, has made it home safely. He has made it home safely.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Everything is fine in your trip future to Vegas. Brett is home. And Brett, thank you again for coming on with us.
Thank goodness. I also
I'm
have
a very nice guy.
Yeah.
So
I have another drop too you had me work on earlier, so just let me know when you want me to drop that sucker.
Oh. Well, Bobby has not heard the song. Have you, Bobby? So
I was listening at the beginning, but we can fire it up.
yeah, we need to fire.
I
want to set this up because, you know,
Braggs just threw a couch across the room.
Braggs is in the song. You hear yourself in the song, Greg?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah,
It was very nice.
There's nothing mean in this
That
song.
part-
It's all truthful events.
And I
Listen.
thought it was very joyful sounding too.
Yeah, it's just actual shit that happened. You know, if you don't like news or history, sorry, buddy, but that's what it is.
Oh, you know,
My
erase
closing-
shit and make me lie and sing about shit that didn't happen? Exactly. What the fuck are we doing here? Listen, if you can't fucking look in your mirror in the chat room that you did this shit to yourself, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm not the only one speaking this truth. So, yeah, that's where it is. That's the truth, brothers.
I'm gonna play it.
Go ahead.
Brother? I'm gonna have a brother? I've always dreamed about having a brother. Speak of the devil.
Brother?
I'm Aaron. And Diddy.
You must be Tommy.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug.
There you go.
That wasn't the drop I was talking about. I was talking about the song. I never heard that drop.
Oh, I thought you produced that one. That was good stuff. Anyway, let's hear this song that we got, Joe.
Listen to Barroom, you will. Bears 100.
We don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You may try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it. Hulk, Arcus, Double A, Heath, Evan, Stephen A, Aaron, Lemming, David, Prince, Michael, Will, Bone. Locking for a Matt Miller, Diddy's brother, Evan Silva, Colin Coward, Shannon Sharp, David Hall. Lawrence Holmes dropping bombs, BG's quoting I'm a star. Locking for his crooked eye, fat comb over guy. Insiders, Lions team, in the window spelling B. Millisecond, Mike Glenn and the Bears brothers, goodbye. Get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You may try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it. Ottochian, smartest man, Gandia, Shimon, Mike North, Goon and Tooch, climbing to the top. John Buffone, Greg Bragg, Gaines Report, Voice of Dan, Bobby Bombs, new songs, barroom goes non-stop. Sandy, Tom, Karski, steak and whiskey, come back please. Ryan Badgley, Sandman, Cousin Heidi Larison, Pablo Jack, CB fan, Aaron Curran, Zimmerman, Chachi's great, so is Nate. The bar room's a real place. We don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You can try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it. Flip flop non-stop, born well, get blocked. Gotta flip, must be right, don't even have to try. David Hall, fuck them all. David Prince may pay you off. Lombardi has lost his mind. This guy back at Phelan. Matt Miller just heard. Pace fire draft nerd. Bears blog don't see. Hallis horse conspiracy. Audible name change. NFL is taking aim. My 12 and 3 jacket home. Baller pad on Google. We don't get down with liars. You are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You may try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it. Heath, Evan, Stephen A, family time with Double A. Tessa Talk, Jason Witten, Monday night, something's missing. Romo's called predicting sick, Collinsworth on Rogers' dick. Bears exposed by the Rams, Boogers taking McFarlane. Blown calls, orange pants, some of this I say in jest. City ran with Double A, what else can I fucking say? We don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You may try to find it, but we're gonna ride it. Bellissimo, Sandy, Tom, all of these from across the pond. Bradley, Smashing, Matthew Beck, Ryan Cox, and Robles. Dustin, AC, Michael Noss, tape never lies, it never does. Chrissy Arnza writes again, Jeopardy is time, my friend. Chicago Excursion, Nikki drives, PHLV 5500 proof, Bears on tap, place your bet, Brett has your back. Barroom growing, won't back down, pouring shots, calling clowns. Shit stacked up and own and go, what the fuck you waiting for? We don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You may try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it, 'cause we don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You may try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it, 'cause we don't get down with liars. We are pulling curtains, showing you for certain that we don't get down with liars. You may try to fight it, but we're gonna ride it, 'cause we don't get down with liars.
100 proof draft Dr. Phil Bobby Bombs.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That was a fun one, man. That was a fun one for sure.
Well,
Luckily, we got so many barflies whose fucking last names rhyme. Otherwise, I'd have been there all day.
Let me just say this, because I wanted to play it again because you were here. You deserve this, Bobby.
Thanks, man.
You're a true, honesty, a brother. That's brotherhood is, and it's important. And Aldo fucking came up with this idea on the show and fucking left me out to dry with this. I turn around, I'm like, how many fucking verses are there in this fucking song? I'm like, holy fuck. And Shayne was in the text DM, and I'm like, yeah, I got 2 verses in. Check this out. I'm down to, what was it? Einstein? What was it?
Yeah, you're at Einstein.
Down to Einstein. And then Bobby's like, I'll help you out. I'm like, yeah, will you do it? That would be awesome. We'll do it. Sure enough, this motherfucker wrote that overnight. And yeah, I put my little twist into things and stuff, but really, I told Steph, I'm like, this guy's like my McCartney, or I'm whatever it is. It was just, I had so much fun recording that and editing. I was telling, it's weird how people hear beats and how to fit words. For me, it's different than you, but I get your idea, and then I edit it a little bit to my style, and then what came out of it, I'm proud of that because it is all true, and I'm proud that you were a part of it because you shouted out all these barflies in the song. So I don't even have to do shout outs almost because and shout out to Ryan Cox.
Yes. Write that down, Joe.
Ryan Cox. Having another baby. Professor Cox. He's in there.
Yeah, Cox was in the chat. He said his baby's first words are going to be pussy balls. But yeah, dude, that was a lot of fun. And I was sitting here doing it, and then even Carrie said when I played it for her earlier, she was like, "How did you guys are already done with that?" I'm like, "Well, I sent it to Phil, and he was done." She's like, "That was not even 12 hours." I'm like, "Yeah, I know, it's crazy." She's like, "You would fit you guys are real good." I'm like, "Yeah, Phil said it was like Lennon and McCartney." She's like, "Slow down, assholes."
Hey, thank you, fair, Carrie. I love Carrie too. We gotta get Carrie on a
show. Could sing too, right?
Okay, you can slow down too, pal.
Fucking Bobby sending her to be. We were winning when you were gone. Get out of here. Steph looked at me. She's like, "Is he serious?" I go, "Fuck yeah, he's serious."
It's a real thing between us. She knows. I think I told this story one time. I'll be quick, but there was the game of all games of Bears and Cardinals, right? When we came back from 24 points.
Yeah.
That interception happened or the fumble, and I jump up on my dining room, like my coffee table in the front room, and we score. And I called her, and she was upstairs in bed, and she's like, "What?" I'm like, "I need beer." She's like, "I'm not going to the store." I'm like, "No, there's beer in the fridge." She's like, "Then go get it." I'm like, "I'm on the fucking table. The Bears just scored. I can't get down." So she got out of bed, came down, gave me a 12-pack, called me some fucking, awesome names, and then went back upstairs and went to bed. And I stayed on the table for the rest of the game.
So you chap to look forward to, Two Scoops?
Oh, hey. You and Catherine setting the stage.
Oh man, always, man. She makes me look good all the time. So, and I gotta pick my coverage. Hey, Brett Maly thinks I look good.
Right. What was the name of the painting? Are you gonna remember?
Matisse.
Henri.
I googled it. And it's a bunch of paintings of naked ladies.
There you go.
Okay, well, that's good.
That's better than the other way, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Better than mouth hugs on a 12-3 jacket.
12-3, ho. 12-3, ho.
Hold on, Greg's being nice.
I'm pretty sure Martellus Bennett has some paintings you can get.
Yeah.
What do they call himself? The Black Unicorn or something?
He used to drive me crazy, man. You wanted to see it. I wasn't nice to him. He used to drive me crazy. He'd like have like we were terrible, and there would be like a short film before the game started. Martellus Bennett short film. Like, can we just win games, please?
Yeah.
Do I sense angry Greg coming?
We gotta mellow you out, Greg.
Yeah.
Oh, smokes. Calm down.
Holy smokes.
Holy smokes.
So we're going to announce next week what these contestants are going to do, what they're going to bring to the table. You are going to do something prior. We're going to play it on 100 proof prior to bringing you on to 100 proof to see how serious you are. We don't want to get any catfishes out there, but we're just letting you know we're going to get in contact with you all. 25 of you that reached out want to be a part of something special. Want to be a part of the brotherhood. Want to talk Bears and do your thing. So we got the leader of the show right here with us tonight, and that's why we really brought him on, and also to play that fun game with them. And Bobby, you're going to be all involved in it and helping us pick the next cast. It's almost like MTV. What was that show?
Making the Band.
No, not Making the Band. What was that? When they all fucking strangers went in the house.
The Real World.
Real World. This is a real fucking podcast, not a micro podcast, Greg.
With our micro penises.
Oh, yeah.
Who goes there?
I don't know. I don't know. Sexual
What
orientation.
When Shayne screenshot this to me, or fucking Joe, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, what are we doing in world? Like, I got bills to pay and kids to feed.
I just tweeted him a gif of a guy squirting lotion into his hand. I'm like, oh, keep going.
Dude, I seen it, and I know what Greg's saying. I'm not going to comment on any of that shit. I get he's upset, and that's fine, but, I mean, like you guys know, I know maybe not so much Greg, but if I have an issue, man, I'm just going to call you up, or we're just going to I'm just going to tell you straight out, and then whatever. If you don't like it, then I'm sorry. That's just how I fucking feel.
Right. Is that the way you're supposed to say sorry on 100 proof, Bobby?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't have my maple leaf fucking on. But either way, and then sometimes with people it works, and then sometimes it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And if it doesn't, then you're beating a dead horse, and go ahead and do whatever the fuck you want to do after that. But the original if you do it originally and it works out, then hey, that's great. If you have to do it and then do it, and then no, it's not gonna fucking work anymore. Like, so whatever. But I get what Greg's saying, man, and you know, whatever. People are gonna shit on each other. That's just the world of only, honestly, Chicago Bears podcast. People just fucking shit on each other for fun around this place. And anybody who takes it, like, if you have a shitty take, just like get your balls busted. It's okay. Everybody's gonna have one. Get your balls busted, shut the fuck up, and wait for somebody else to do something stupid. It's nothing personal. It's not like I wish ill will on any of these dudes or anything bad, but either way, I think it's pretty funny when people get all irate and crazy. But
who's taking more of a beating on this show than Phil?
Nobody.
No.
Exactly.
I know.
Yeah. And I laugh at myself. But you know what? Because I fucking know that if I fuck up, it was coming from the truth. That's it. And then if you could do the same thing, I mean, I'm calling them out for what they did. The fucking tailgate show. I told the truth. You own that and move on. Don't say, all right, it's over now. And then, no, we're not. I call that out. Now you've given material to the show. It's going to be called out and be talked about. If you're calling micro penises and acting like a fucking dummy or whatever, it might not get talked about. But tonight it was, because Shayne was directly involved in it.
And it was just so fresh. It happened like an hour before the show.
What am I gonna skip out on this shit? No.
Yeah.
It's going to be talked about on this show. Aldo said it 100 times. If you can't take it, no one has taken it more than Phil. Yeah, and I'm gonna dish it out.
Right, and let's be honest. He didn't tag us in this. Nobody
subtweeted.
This. Yeah, and most of that shit was sent out last night. So
And then, I mean, if you want to be real, like what last year, either last year or maybe 2 years ago at this point, but Hugs is fucking gangbang his party over there, right? Although no shit talked to fucking Mike. They said that they were good. They were going to leave each other's shit out of it, whatever. And everybody was just going to go their own way and not say shit. Like 2 days later, the fuck you, you're cool, fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
That shit started. So then they just opened up the gates again. Like, if you're going to squash it and be men, then just fucking squash it and nobody says shit. But then once he opened up the gate again, everybody, of course, is going to fire back and forth. But whatever, it is what it is, man. It's Twitter. Somebody needs to create a meme with like a piece of beef that says Twitter on it, because Twitter beef is some of the funniest shit. But either way, man, it is. And
there's the beef. We found it.
Found the beef. And it'll always be addressed truthfully here on 100 Proof. That's it.
I will be in the corner.
Yes. Baby.
Hey, Greg Braggs. Do you have any shout outs, Greg Braggs?
I don't know. No.
How about this? How about I say this?
That's
like,
my man over there.
In life, all these Twitter tough guys, I call them keyboard tough guys. Bobby has his name, whatever. In life, it doesn't work like that, guys. You're a Marine, Bob. But you say someone personally, if we address shit, we piece it out, your expectation is what?
Oh, yeah. It's like things need to change. I mean,
Exactly.
If I'm addressing something, then it should change.
Exactly. And if it doesn't, it gets addressed. And if you make a scene doing it, we're going to talk about it. It baffles me. But
exactly.
This is a show of truth. And that's my truth. Am I free of fault? No. I've done stupid things in my life too. But in perspective of this, I'm just speaking on something you're going to fucking just talk about behind someone's back. Wouldn't you rather it be addressed? And I don't know if two people, Shayne and myself, have been more open in addressing things with people than the perception is being made. Now, if you can't be honest with yourself with that, that's on you. But I sat down with a brother and I said, let's write a song. And this is what we came to. And that truth is in that song. With all you barflies, with everybody that felt uncomfortable with Aldo for yelling and Phil for calling a fraud, whatever. I'm sorry. You're listening to the wrong show. The show is going to go on and continue to be sarcastic and silly and funny and have game shows and drops and bus balls.
Can that count as your shout out?
That is. That's my shout out.
How about you, Shayne? What do you got?
Hey, I'm going to shout all you guys out. Hey, Bobby, Greg, Phil, 2 Scoops. Shouting you guys out. There you go.
Nice.
Well,
Thank you.
Thanks,
How about
buddy.
you, Bobby?
Hey, I'm gonna give a little shout out and we'll start with Aldo, Mr. Gandia. I know he's got some stuff going on. Hopefully everything turns around.
Yeah, for sure.
I talked to him the other day about my stuff. And I know for all you guys that I've talked to in DMs and that, my dad had a biopsy today. He is cancer free still.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
All right.
Beat that shit.
That's awesome,
so
Bob.
no leukemia, and he just said that now he's happy because he's finally able to drink. And
listen to the show.
No, he doesn't. He obviously no, he doesn't.
Is he put in the corner like Greg?
Well, he's actually he was damn quarantined. So yeah, he was going fucking nuts up there. Like I'm trying to
Bobby, he doesn't have.
Tell him how to use Netflix and shit. Like he was losing his fucking mind.
Can't believe he doesn't have 4 or 5 hours to set aside to listen to our podcast.
he probably does, but he doesn't listen. Not that I know of, at least.
We gotta get him listening to the show.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell him. We'll see. He'll probably tell me to go fuck myself. But he is a big Soprano fan. I'll tell you that. I know you guys were talking about it earlier. I can't believe you haven't watched it, but either way, let's not go back to that. Shout out to fucking Trey Busy. Good job tonight on your show, Trey. Always killing it, man. Gaines Report. Been talking with Gaines back and forth, and Trey, and just everybody, man. And it sucks that a lot of us don't talk until a bunch of dumbass drama happens. But either way, there's a lot of dudes that reached out, and I won't just say dudes. There's females too that reached out and wanted to see what the deal was or what was going on or what I was doing, and I appreciate all them and their kind words and support throughout. DRP, Dustin Reagan, Padilla, there's a lot of good dudes that we got in the bar room that reaching out and show support, man. I appreciate all of them.
Nice.
You're here.
Greg?
I love it, Bobby.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was just joking. I don't have many shout outs, but I will say this, with all the silliness on Twitter, you guys going back and forth. I do know all you guys personally, have met all you guys in person. And for all these people that don't know you guys are all stand up human beings in your own right. And that's where I look at it. And I, don't like to see your guys' names get dragged down and that's probably where I come from. And other than that, I enjoy everything you guys put out there. And I have a lot of fun on this show. And anybody that sees this as anything more than fun, they're way off base. I know all these guys personally. This is just fun. We all just want the Bears to win the Super Bowl. So I'm having fun on Bears Bar Room. And I know anybody that's been associated with this, all these tailgates we've done, it's been as much fun as you'll ever have with a group of guys and girls. Shout out to Heidi, the greatest girl in the world. So,
That's
guys, that's where I'll finish it. So all love and peace with me. You know me, Greggy Smiles.
Greggy Sunshine.
Smiles and
Can we
Greggy
play some
Sunshine.
Bob Marley coming out there?
It's like he's got a pocket.
Don't worry, I be happy. Woo.
There it is.
Joey can add
we got rhythm.
that as we go out. You can add that to the very end.
Oh, Greg, that was well said, Greg, and I appreciate you and everything you do for Bears Bar Room. No joke, man, on the streets, man, on the seats. And I've met you and every one of these guys except fucking Shayne.
Unreal.
Thank fucking God, man.
Next year.
We got to make this happen,
year,
Greg.
This year.
Yeah, this year.
Feeling
But next year, if it was. Absolutely, we're gonna get this done.
It's going to be like
I
running
will
across the parking lot for a
I
hug.
will shout out before we move off of this real quick. I do think it is important. That's Bragg singing.
That was Bragg. He was on mute. It was Bobby.
That was me. I was playing the theme music to you two running across the parking lot, man.
Yeah. We'll do hugs for real.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's important. Like I said, we're heading into this just important of an off season. This can kind of be our wrap up show on the bullshit. And you know what I mean? Next week we go, kick shit off into the, our new league year. Getting back on track with Bears football. We can flush the bullshit down the toilet, clean the peanut butter off our fucking faces, and move forward. So this can, like I said, this can be our wrap up show, and I'm looking forward to moving forward with all of you guys talking Bears football. And that's really, at the end of the day, what you guys said, that's what it's all about. That's why we're all here. That's what brought us here. If we weren't Bears fans, none of us would know each other. Think about it that way. That's why we're here. And that's the most important thing moving forward. So next week is a new week. We have a new lineup of shows coming up here on Bears Bar Room Radio Network. It's going to be football and fun and beer and shoot the shit. But it's always going to be Bears.
No shortage of Bears content. And just got to get my shout out in real quick. Want to shout out to Aldo, the Godfather. We know he's going through some stuff, like Bobby said. If you need anything, Aldo, just let us know. And first and foremost, I got to shout out all you guys. Shayne, Phil, Bobby, Greg, for coming on, being awesome as always. True brothers of the bar room. And then how could I not shout out my Pawn Star brother, Brett Maly. I got his fat head in my garage. And,
you say porn star?
And the guy,
porn star, brother?
Yeah, porn star.
My porn star brother.
I will suck Brett Maly.
Oh, gee. Well, he said he's going to send me an autographed caricature, so
A what?
I got to take him up on that one.
Back in there.
Yeah.
Put that pressure.
You know what
on
I mean?
Joe.
Did Joe just say a caricature, or did I hear that wrong?
Yeah, he
I
said
think it did.
caricature.
Did he got caught up in that
gotta-
cliff behind
Joe's got a fucking
Yeah, that's-
concussion.
Caricature. I sound like Popeye.
Bridge.
Caricature. That's a good word.
We'll have
It's
it
like a
after
character with a cricket body.
After sitting through
Yeah.
4 hours of therapy, his head starts to spin.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Well, and the show ends with me having a stroke. Good night, everybody.
It was a good time, guys. I appreciate getting everything off the chest. I agree with Shayne. This is it.
Yeah.
We're moving on to football, and we got contestants for the show next week.
All right,
And
let's
announce the
let's
Super
go back to
Bar
100%. It's until there's another dumbass take.
Yeah.
We're gonna punch all these last
Right.
ones until something fucking stupid happens and then go back. But I get it.
Do you remember Aldo's sign off, Joey?
I do.
All right.
For everyone listening out there, if you drink, please do not drive, and always bear down.
Bear down.
Have a blessed night. Farewell. Our
Peace, love, and happiness.
Maly spanked my hairy ass. Joe, come on. We're still recording.